What do you mean I'm late? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Me late? Huh? What do you mean? Because I couldn't figure out how to connect. For some reason, everything was connected on my OBS to my YouTube channel, but wouldn't get access. I don't even know how to explain it. I was sitting here waiting for the go live button to pop up on my YouTube creator page, and it just wasn't there. Anyway, hello. Oh man, this is going to be such a hot mess already, but that's what one expects from me. For anybody who may pop in or perhaps watch later, hello, my name is Karen. I'm just a simple gal here who watches too much TV and is a bit obsessed with Girl World, which is why I have landed here on Escaping Paradise. Because just like everybody else, you saw Quirky Love Rose. Okay, I thought it was Quirky Love Rosie because of the two E's. It is Quirky Love Rose. Quirky Love Rose was in the trailer and everybody went, oh my God. So, of course, I had to watch. And then, unfortunately, I learned about all of this. So, it's Girl World adjacent. I've been watching the documentary, reacting to it, making videos, and now here we are on the third and final episode. Will I be angry throughout this one? Oh, 100%. I think this is, if not as bad, even worse than the second episode, if that were possible. But with a person like Stefan, it seems possible. So, fortunately, I don't have anybody here who can tell me if the audio will be okay. God forbid YouTube be like, girl, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, YouTube. So, first things first, I'm just going to dive right in, but here we go. That's our warning at the start of the episode, which is entitled The Cost of Curves. I don't think I need to explain what that means, right? Hopefully not. But obviously, I can't show the documentary episode on YouTube. I tried to like see if you could kind of hear the audio, but not entirely. We'll see how that works. I don't know. We'll get rid of that. Woo! Woo! All right. So you know what? I'm used to just watching things on my own and alive, so I'm okay with that. All right. I guess I'm just gonna have to test this out. Let's see. We're gonna start this puppy. See how the audio is.
I don't know who needs to hear this message today, but here you go. Sis,
Starting with Cass, who
quit
passed away.
trying to live your life until you're skinny. Live your life today. We don't have tomorrow promise.
And then we show images of Pow, who was Cass's friend.
Cass wanted other women to feel beautiful about themselves.
Emily again. Cass wanted other women to feel beautiful about themselves.
To being so obsessed about being fat.
Oh man. Okay, so Emily just said, I just lost so much of my life to being obsessed with being fat. Oh man. Oh man, do I agree with that, unfortunately. I don't know if I had the same obsession. I think so. I would assume that all of us fat ladies had the same obsession with being fat. You know that you stuck out, and especially if you grew up during the 80s and the 90s, where seeing a body like ours was not so prevalent, few and far between. So we were easy to mock and make fun of. And yeah, clothes weren't made for us. I mentioned in a previous video that I did. I would shop in the men's section. I wore men's clothes. They fit better because women's clothes, your only options were like matronly women's clothing. Nothing was suitable for, a child or a teen, unfortunately. By the way, hold on before I continue. Nope. Okay. If you see me doing that on occasion, my dog likes to go in and out of my room. So I just have to check to make sure she's not there because She looks very depressed. She just sits there and stares at the door, like, why won't you let me in? Because you just left because you didn't want to be in here. No, 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 I want to be in here. All right, let's continue with this. We'll see how much I talk through this.
I met Cass one day. I opened my phone and I just was like watching her Instagram story.
Oh, so this is how Emily found out. So Emily didn't even know Cass had passed away and in her hometown. I remember this. By the way, I haven't watched this episode in a while. That's crazy. Okay, died in her city, not her hometown. But I know that like Emily was like, "What the hell?" Because I read about them. And Emily had no idea. Like, how much of a shock? Oh, okay. So I have to be careful with how I say my words on YouTube when I'm live, right? Okay. So Emily, I wasn't sure about her. She's one of those people, she says she wants to go back to paradise. So I haven't been certain about where Emily falls on the line in terms of paradise because she does want to go back there. I think she does miss the camaraderie between the women, not so much Stefan. And that is confirmed by her just saying that Cass passed away through death. Feed me Seymour is a. It's gonna sound so dumb, but like I obviously can't mute myself live, so we're just gonna have to do what we have to do. And she had rapid weight gain. She had pretty bad sleep apnea. There's, it just makes me sad. She fell out of, so Cass fell out of bed and stopped breathing. Was it feudalism though? Oh, what? Okay. She found freedom in this life, is what Emily is saying, but she's also admitting or acknowledging that it's a false freedom. Okay, because I was about to be like, was it really was it really freedom? I don't consider that I mean, in terms of freedom of choice, yes, and I've mentioned this before, while these women do have free will, they have a choice. When you're in an environment like that, it is so easy to dismiss your freedom of will and your freedom of choice and dismiss all logic because you assimilate with the people around you and especially for the leader, aka Stefan. All logic goes out the window and you're just like, "Who knew this?" And I can easily see how at first it's like, oh, this is great, making money. And I know there's somebody in this episode who does rave about that lifestyle. And I just have to think, girl, really, really? Remember, all of these women, they were vulnerable. They came from vulnerable, like really sad, depressing situations when they met Stefan. He preyed on their vulnerability, allegedly. I have to say that. Spoiler wording, allegedly. It's all alleged. 29, crazy. 29. How? I know she misses her. Oh, all right. So the way that I could help out regarding what I'm watching, Pal just said this. Oh, we're spiking. Okay, hold on. I am very loud, so let me fix that audio. Hopefully that helps. Pal just said this about Stefan. Stefan doesn't take accountability for what he does, and that is so apparent. That is so apparent. Oh my God, Pal hit it on the nail with that one. Oh, all right. Let's take that one in, shall we? Yep. All right, friends. We're gonna go back to the main there. It's been a while since I've used OBS. So please forgive me. He's crazy, y'all. Okay, we're gonna continue. So yeah, and how he affects other people. Pal saying it's only a matter of time before what happened to Cass happens again. And spoiler alert, about like a month or a few weeks before this documentary aired, another woman in the Paradise house named Shay passed away. So Pal correctly predicted that. And now the director is asking, hold on, let me go back because I want to actually get this correctly what the director asks her. If Cass hadn't met Stefan, would she be alive? The director just asked Pal that. She's saying yes. Without saying yes, she's saying yes. And I 100% agree. Okay, we're going to skip this. Skipping as in the title sequence. The opening credits. I'm skipping that. Sorry, y'all. Just want to check in. Oh, I have a few viewers. Hello, viewers. Come on in. Watch. Unless you're just spying on me and wondering what I'm going to say. Hi. I got my drinks. Told y'all I am that person. I got my diet soda, aka Pepsi Max, and oh, not enough water. Notice how I was about to drink the soda and then I went for the water, which is good. That's a good habit to have. All right, we're going to continue on with this dang episode. Obviously, if you can't tell, I'm going to be stopping and starting a lot. So, death really had an effect on everyone. Oh, and we're just like, we're hearing, everything that these women have said so far, the victims, women interviewed like Pow and Emily. Oh, this seeing Stefan's face is like a jump scare. Oh my god, I don't think that. I don't like that. That was. I'm gonna say that was on purpose for the director. I don't even think I have an image of that. No, I don't think I do. Let me check because it is. I mean, just look at my thumbnail for this video. It's that image, and it's not a cute look. It's very unflattering, and I think the director chose that on purpose. All right, let's continue. Stefan talking about Cass. Being accused of having something to do with her not being around anymore is like a huge dagger to his heart, Stefan says. I mean, he's been in the US for so long now that I don't know if even saying, well, maybe he hasn't mastered the English language by now can even be used as an excuse. That's just interesting wording instead of saying her death. He can't even say that, can he? Cass's death. He can't say that. I have a feeling he cannot say that. Why is that? Why is that? Is that a guilt gnawing away at you, Stefan? Again, this is all allegedly. Allegedly. I just feel like this is shady wording by Stefan. She had been a big part of my life. I get what he meant, but to use those words, it's cool. I don't know. Just feels like subconsciously shady, literally, figuratively, in terms of what he meant by saying that. But yeah. Oh, Stefan, I do not like you. Who wants to keep a tally of how many times I yell at him throughout this? Please, please do. Please keep a tally. I believe that. I will say this about Cass. You can tell that like everybody loved her and she supported the other women. Well, sorry, Stefan, with some tears. I feel like I need to re-examine that. But anyway, what I was gonna say, Cass seemed like she supported everybody in the house until the allegations came through, and obviously Cass had feelings about those allegations. But I do think that she was heavily influenced by not only her own experience because it triggered her, but Stefan. She was heavily influenced by Stefan, and he would not shut up about it, and it really bothered her that he would not shut up about it. Okay, I'm going to. So this guy is trying to shed a tear right now. I don't have the screen cap for that, but I have another similar moment later in screen caps. I don't know. There is just nothing empathetic here. There is nothing empathetic about this guy, especially explaining this situation. Like, come on, dude. Why? I don't even know why I care to be like show some sort of actual sympathy or empathy. We're not going to get it from him. We're obviously not. Do you though? Because you just discarded her. She was too old for you, Stefan. They're showing so they show a lot of TikToks throughout this, right? Um And in the TikTok, they're just showing on screen. Stefan says, I'm not a Feed Me Seymour. Cass is a Feed Me Seymour. Also, if you tune in, yes, I'm just using that wording, even though I accidentally said the word because I don't know what YouTube does on live streams. And I'm trying to behave here. Still brand new to this world post the great demonetization of 2025. Although I was warned way before that by YouTube about content. They did send me an email that said, "Hey, just an FYI, we're changing things, so this kind of content doesn't fly anymore." So I know the girls got those emails, but somebody like Amberlynn, I highly doubt she's reading her email unless it involves like going after somebody and taking down their videos. Anyway, for Sean to say something like that, interesting. If I was in charge of feeding anybody here, they would all stomp. What? Oh, this guy's going to talk about it? He's going to talk about that? Okay. Now we're gonna deflect the blame where he says that the feed me Seymourism that is dangerous. But Cass, she put on 100 pounds after she left Paradise, which is like a lot. He says that's a lot. But we have allegedly text messages between you and Cece about how you like your girls. FYI, I notice he never refers to them as women. They're always girls to him. He always refers to them as girls. He likes his girls big. Get bigger. Telling Cece, get bigger. She was too old though. He has a thing about age, young women, and once you're out of the age range, like once Cass turned 27, he was like, "You're too old for me now." So here we are with the deflection. We're deflecting. Oh, bullshit, 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 bullshit. While Cass was at the house, she was never into feederism. Liar. Lies. Oh my God, Patrick, you're here. Hi, Karen. About to head on a longish car ride, so I'll be putting you on as a podcast sort of thing. And I'm in an LSL service, but I'm here. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Thanks for listening. And this is going to be a wacky one, but I appreciate you no matter how you're watching or listening. Thanks for being here, my friend. Also, go check out Patrick's YouTube channel, Zingcat, Xingcat. He's getting back, or he's gotten back into art. He makes really cool things. You should check it out. He's been uploading a short every single day, and I want him to film his process, so he owes me a video. No pressure or anything, my friend. So the director asks, in your opinion, does that mean they are lying about it? So the women, especially the victims, have all said that the Feed Me Seymourism has occurred in the household. And just spoiler alert again, one of the women who supports Stefan is going to prove that he's lying. Just saying. So, what does this mofo have to say about the allegations of Feed Me Seymourism? It's purely to make him look bad because of what happened, that these allegations. Oh, yes, because it's all about you, Stefan, of course, of course. That's one thing I'm noticing, and like, of course, at any point, no empathy, no sympathy for the women and what they may have gone through. Your cat sitting away from home? Ooh, okay, okay. I look forward to that longer video. Also, say hi to the cat. I was at my nephew's the other day. He and his wife have a cat named Kenny. So cute, and all of a sudden he was underneath the couch, and you just see this tail sticking out. It's the cutest thing ever. Oh, listen. Admittedly, I don't know how to deal with cats. I like them, but I'm more of a dog person. Yeah, look at that. Stefan knew what Cass was up to, and here we go, showing showing Cass weighing herself. That's something that I forgot to mention in the first episode, that Stefan had these women weigh themselves, but made it like this fun thing, like, just see how much you weigh out of curiosity. But he would do it all the time. So here's the documentary again, TikToks, and also the footage in the house. Stefan willingly provided all of that security footage to the documentary. And here we have the TikToks. They are public. He is filming Cass weighing herself. What? Why? Why, Stefan? Big fat stupid liar. That's why. I hate this dude. Oh God. Now we have another TikTok. Emily makes a good point about like you might not recognize what the content actually is, which is a huge topic of discussion regarding Quirky Love Rose and her content on her channel. But yeah, a lot of what the Paradise content has been is feed me Seymour-ism. So we are shown a TikTok where Stefan gets these quick crumble cookies and he's giving them to the girls. He always gives them these like high sugar fatty foods. I have yet to see any healthy food here. What do I know? Yes. Okay. Okay. So again, Emily is proving like what I thought. I think she just misses the women. She likes the women, but she absolutely does not agree with Stefan. Doesn't. I mean, if she's admitting that what Stefan is showing is feed me Seymourism, then yes, she is very much against Stefan. Okay. Okay, Emily, you're in my good graces. I just wasn't sure after the first two episodes, but I guess Cass's death profoundly impacted you. Okay. Now, Emily is saying she doesn't think he, yeah, he doesn't see the nuances behind what is happening. It's more than feed me Seymourism. I don't know how to take that just because of my thoughts regarding Stefan, that he doesn't see the nuances. Because I don't want to say that it's because he's oblivious or unaware. I could say Stefan willfully doesn't see the nuances to what's going on because he doesn't care. And the evidence is in this documentary. It's all about him. It's really not about these women. And now we are subjected to a, I'm assuming this is a TikTok or some live stream. Cass is sitting behind Stefan, who's on the computer, and she is crying. And he says, don't get emotional. Why not? Why can't you be emotional? Oh, oh, Kimmy, I know she regrets this. Kimmy went after Cass, and they're playing those TikToks right now. I have to stop that. So, what Kimmy says in her TikToks is that what she hates more than a man who preys on big women is a big woman who allows a man or to want allows to want to prey on a big woman. Oh, sorry. Let me continue. What she hates, who is helping that man prey. So, what Kimmy said was what she hates more than a man preying on a big woman is a big woman who is helping that man prey on women. So specifically directed at Cass. Cass had name. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, there's so many names. Kimmy had named Cass explicitly. She had attacked Cass, and now Cass is no longer with us. And I know that Kimmy has remorse for that. She has a lot of regrets, and that's the harm of social media. I mean, that's the harm of words, right? As Thumper told us in Bambi, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. But we can't help ourselves as people, especially if a person upsets us or a group of people upsets us. Got to get those emotions out. But oftentimes we get them out in a very cruel way. We hurt. What do they say? Hurt people. Blah. Blah. Not to minimize by saying that, but just hopefully you understand where I'm trying to go with that thought. But anyway, we see these TikToks, and there's Kimmy. Director asks if she met Cass. Kimmy says no. Okay. Wow, somebody actually taking accountability. This is what Stefan, you would assume he would be like if he cared about Cass or any other woman in the household, but he doesn't. So Kimmy says she doesn't want a woman to relive her trauma. And if there's any collateral damage, that does still fall on me. And I'm going to show that. This is Kimmy taking responsibility. If there's collateral damage, that still falls on me. That's what she just said. Stefan could learn a thing or two, but he's a man. POS man. He's a shite. I do appreciate that because honestly, I do get the remorse. I can feel the remorse from Kimmy that she regrets what she did. That she feels really bad, like she feels like shit. Reminder, Emily is a photojournalist, so that's why she went to the house. There's a lot of photos of the women there. I can imagine. Uh, Reminder, Emily left during the chaos of the accusations, the allegations going down at the house. Oh, shock of all shocks. So Emily, she pitched a story about Paradise. She submitted it to one of the papers she works at, and they declined. They said no, they rejected it. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why. What could the reason be? Interesting. So she stopped trying after that first no and said that the project felt unfinished to her. So she didn't even try to pursue selling the story at that point. Director asks, does a part of you want to go back? And Emily says, yeah. So she'll still watch their TikTok lives. See, this is, and it's still the same thing she says. So still the same thing happening on TikTok. I didn't do this, going after the victims and the allegations. Okay. This is where I was confused about Emily's stance on the situation because from what we've heard so far regarding Cass and what she has said about the Feed Me Seymorism occurring in the house, that it did happen, Stefan was doing it, but she wants to go back. And she's clicking into these TikTok live still. She's still checking in on them to see what's going on. She misses being there. And I theorize it's the women, it's the camaraderie of the women, because you're surrounded by other women who look like you and feel the same way you do. Like there's bonding that's going to happen. There are friendships that are going to form. But like, is it worth it if he's there? That's my thing. And I wonder if he feels that way because she was so deep. No, no, I don't know. I don't know. It's just something that gives me pause. You saw what happened to Cass. She passed away. You know why, but you still miss being there and you want to go back. Do you think like why can't you reach out to the women and have nothing to do with Stefan? Or would they not be in contact with you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just why go back to that environment when you know what's going on? Like, is it the desperation of community, finding your people? Is it so strong? Like, are you just so lonely and feeling so vulnerable that you're willing to take the risk? Can I say I've been in that situation? I'd have to think long and hard. I don't have time to think about it. I'd have to really think long and hard. Maybe. So Emily just asked at the end of the day, we all used to be friends. How do we get here? Where did the switch flip? It just takes one person to get the ball rolling. It just takes one person to start the domino effect. At a certain point, somebody goes, "Ah, wait, something's not right. I don't feel comfortable. I don't like this. This is weird." Because up until that point, everything was fine. The Mirage, remember, episode one is called The Mirage. Everything looks great and wonderful. And Stefan makes all of these claims and promises that turn out to be absolute bullshit lies. That's how you get there, Emily. Everybody might seem like they're on the same page, but at some point, somebody comes into the environment and goes, "Wait, this is weird. No, I feel very wait. No, I don't want that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to experience that. What are you doing to me? Like I don't feel comfortable." But then nobody else is complaining, so you go, "Well, am I in the wrong? I don't know. I don't think this is right." But nobody else is bothered, doubt comes in. To quote another musical, doubt comes in. But it just takes a person to speak up. That's how you get there, Emily. That's how you get there. Now we go. Oh. So Heather says for a very long time she believed the girls, these are her words, girls were blowing the sexual assault allegations out of proportion and minimized their experience. Oh, that one. That one. You don't believe somebody until you experience it yourself. And the screen now says March 2022. So we're going to learn about Heather's experience. Heather also had an experience, and that is what caused her to switch sides and actually believe the women. Although I do have some confusion regarding her timeline and her feelings. So let's hear about Heather's experience. Okay, she was at Stefan's. One of his friends brought over a bunch of men from Tinder saying, hey, all these plus size women want to hook up. Hmm. No good can come of this. No good can come of this. I'm going to stop and say, you're in a situation where somebody says, I'm going to contact all of these men on Tinder and tell them to come over because there's a bunch of plus size women here, a bunch of big women who want to hook up. There's something, I mean, again, I grew up watching a lot of movies and TV, but there's something that says, this feels icky. This feels like I am being PIMPED out. Because that's what it looks like. I mean, that's what it was. That's what it was. They were, yeah. Yeah. Wow. So there's a guy who kept trying to grab at Heather in the pool, and she wasn't okay with that. So boundaries. Then later she was in the hot tub when the girls pulled me into the lap. Wait. So is this like what the similar situation that happened to Alex, aka Pork Chop? So Heather is in the hot tub with another woman. The other woman pulls Heather onto her lap. Heather's not paying attention, but then all of a sudden realizes the other woman is gone, but she's still being groped by somebody. And it's that guy that she said, no, don't touch me. Ugh. So he ugh. He violated her, but with his finger. She got out of the hot tub at least. She was able to get away because God forbid she didn't. And again, stranger. Oh man. So this just happened. Heather, very close to Stefan. Very, very close. She goes to Stefan, tells him what happened. Stefan says, oh wow, I'm sorry. Whoop, wrong screen, wrong screen. I'm just like so oh, that is your response to allowing strangers, strange men into your home to do who knows what to these women. And I'm sure in your mind, oh, it's consensual. Yeah, they can do whatever they want. This happens. Heather is not okay with it because she had set her boundaries. She said no. This guy went after her anyway. Thankfully, it didn't go further than it did, but it still was something that made her uncomfortable. She didn't like it. She got away from him. She told you about it, and you say, oh, wow, I'm sorry. And you did nothing because you don't know who these men were. You didn't care. You did not care. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Heather to this day doesn't know who it was, so she couldn't press charges. So that has to follow her around that happened, and she doesn't even know who it was. But it at least changed her perspective when it came to sexual assault. So Heather's just saying with Stefan, there is no remorse. True. There is no, oh, damn, this needs to change. True. He has done nothing to protect these women. Even if every incident that has occurred, every single incident that has occurred involved another man, he would have never changed the environment. He never had these women's best interest to begin with. He never protected them. He never cared to protect them. Allegedly. This is what I'm seeing. Didn't give a damn about them, as Heather said. Didn't care to change anything. It is sad that that's what it took for Heather to see the light, to realize the house is not safe, as she just said. April 22. So we go from March to April 22 now. Oh, she reached out to Kimmy. Oh, it is nice to see that for unfortunate reasons where it had to happen to Heather for her to realize, oh, I do believe these women. I do think they're telling the truth. And she wanted to apologize to them. That is good, but also this still happens. This still happens. Just like I can't remember that person. The one Lindsay, is that their name? The one who, along with Cass, said, you didn't experience SA because that's not what it looks like. I experienced it. That's not it. Mm. Just makes me sad. I can't be angry. I feel tired and sad over that. But at least Heather came around and she reached out to Kimmy and said, what do you want to know? I'm an open book. So there's that. Kimmy calling Heather the big dog. Yeah, she was the right hand woman. So she knows a lot of dirt on Stefan. TikTok. Heather says, just remember you tried to sweep things under the rug to Stefan, but I. Who knows? Oh my God, what did she say? I have to get it right. This is the downside. You tried to sweep things under the rug. Problem is, I remember where you keep all your dirt. So Heather came out. He was talking to minors. Ah! Stefan was talking to minors. Stefan was talking to minors. Her Heather. So there is a Discord connected to Paradise. I am aware of that because of Rosie and getting an invite to that Discord right there. So he was talking to minors. How was he talking to them? I wonder. And he told them they had to wait until they were 18 to join the Discord, but he continued talking to them. He continued to talk to them. It wasn't, oh, hey, you're too young. You have to wait until you're 18. That's the end of it. It seems that Stefan continued to talk to them and continue to build a relationship with them online. Yep. And now, so Heather says, Stefan encouraged them to send pictures to communicate with them. So Stefan is still talking to these women, encouraging them to send photos, continue communicating, and know that he's a safe space. He wants to promote women. And we start seeing some messages On the screen, I will show you one. If an older guy talks to you or takes interest in you, it could also mean that you're very mature for your age. That old line, eh? No, absolutely not. Nope. Grooming. Grooming. Mofos grooming. Oh my God. Yep. It does get worse. Does get worse. That is just. I tend to see things from the positive side. Screw you. Yes, you're building. Oh, oh God. So Heather just said he's like building enough of a connection with them. So he's building a relationship, an online relationship with these minors so that they will come to the house and he has sex with them, which we can say is actually SA. He's grooming them. Oh my God. Sorry for the long pauses. This is just, it's been a while since I've seen this. So it's like refreshing my memory and like, it's like I'm hearing it for the first time all over again. Yeah, and the cycle continues, Heather says. Of course it does. Because nobody is stopping him, which is why I'm actually glad I delayed these videos so that the conversation can still continue. Hopefully, but the mofo is still around doing whatever the hell he's doing. So Heather left the house and Stefan called her a traitor. So Stefan deleted Heather, like all traces of her from social media or whatnot. Again, Stefan's right hand woman. She knew everything. They were tight. They were besties, so to speak. And he just deletes her because of this. And again, his response to what happened to Heather was, "Oh wow, I'm sorry." At any point, do you think Stefan thought, "Damn, I should have listened to her. She was really mad, upset at me because I didn't listen to her. I didn't believe her. I didn't do anything about the situation." You know how you could have found out like who it was, Stefan anyway? It was your friend who contacted those men. You could have been like, "Oh man, this guy, like he did this to Heather, we're really close. She's my buddy, she's my friend. She's, in my home, which means I am, I take care of her. This happened under your roof, Stefan. This happened under your roof. They're all under your care." You could have reached out to whoever that woman was who contacted those guys on Tinder and said, "Who did you contact? Get the photos and ask Heather which one," because you know that Heather remembers the face. I'm certain of it because it was at the moment. Still fresh in her mind. Didn't think to do that. Didn't care. Oh well, whatever. I'm just going to cry and moan and whine because these women are turning on me. Mm. And now we're going to learn more about Cece. Ugh. Ugh. So Cece just said Stefan Sweet Spot is 22 years old. When she met him, he was in his mid 40s and she was like 21, 22. 24-year age gap, she says. 24-year age gap. Why does Stefan only go for these young women? And then when they age out of his ideal type, he discards them. What's wrong with women your own age, Stefan? Why won't you go for them? Oh, so I think it's for, good reason he doesn't. Saves them. Unfortunately, not these women, not these young women who get sucked into this piece of shite's world. Again, I will say it again. This guy is rich and he is very, very smart. I think he knows absolutely what he's doing and how he can manipulate these women. And I think he understands that people, the general public, will never believe these women because he knows what these women go through due to their size and how they are treated. So, yeah. Just setting up my next screen caps. Don't mind me. This piece of shit. Cece admits it. 22 years old, she thinks she knows everything. No! I missed that last time. So, Stefan's relationship with the twins, reminder, Cece became pregnant after her experience with Stefan in the hot tub. She became pregnant with twins. Stefan's relationship with the twins was based on how well Cece treated him. And it got to a point where she just decided to leave. And I know it's coming up. I'm getting so angry just knowing what's coming up. So Cece leaves and then starts hearing things. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So what Cece heard was that Stefan was asking women in the house to go to the doctor, say that they were pregnant so they could get morning after pills that would then be crushed up and put in her drink so that she would lose the pregnancy. Now, technically, this is hearsay. Cece heard this from other women, but it seems like she heard it from more than one woman from the way she words things. And we're also going to see Stefan's reaction. So, yeah, if you've seen this episode, you tell me. Who do you think is telling the truth, Cece or Stefan? I'll tell you who I believe is Cece. Disgusting. Disgusting. Even Heather knew. Heather says she heard about it. Okay, plan B. Plan B. Heather says that she even heard in the house that Stefan was trying to get somebody in the house to get plan B to crush it up and slip it into Cece's drink so that she could have, in Heather's words, a spontaneous miscarriage. He does not care about women. He does not care about those women. He is a misogynist piece of shit. Deep breaths. Stefan is now speaking. I need to take a deep breath because I am about to scream. I'm about to scream. Actually, I'm glad that my dog is not in the room right now, right? No, she's not in the room because she's very sensitive to loud noises. Even when it's excitement, you're like cheering loudly, she gets very upset. Stefan is now on screen saying that it was a joke he made, saying, hold on, I'm going to quote him correctly. I'm going to quote him correctly. Hold on, hold on. We're going to quote him exactly. She decided to go with the pregnancy, so I made a joke. I said, like, oh, this bitch, like, she did this and this and this. She should not keep those kids. You could say things as a joke in private, he says. This is what he's claiming. What the fuck? Oh my God. Who the hell? Who the hell are you? Who makes that kind of statement? You, somebody that doesn't want kids, Stefan. Who the hell makes that kind of statement about a woman who is pregnant with your baby in this situation? Babies because it was twins. Dare you think that that is okay to say? Who the hell makes that kind of joke? Who the hell makes that kind of joke? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? And he's upset that somebody relayed the joke to her that was supposed to be in private. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's where he's upset. Not the fact that, do you understand like how wrong it is to say something like that to about a woman who is pregnant that you are really close with? Because again, they were friends with benefits. Cece really likes Stefan. And this is what he says about her when she gets pregnant? Are you fucking kidding me, Stefan? And you say it's a joke and you get upset. What do you get upset about? The fact that she is pregnant and the fact that somebody told her what you said and you're claiming it's a joke. Bullshit. Bullshit. You know you never did. Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Then why didn't you want a relationship with the kids? Currently his relationship with the boys is non-existent because he needs to protect his own mental health. From fucking what? From what? Sounds like a deadbeat dad. Went to the corner store to get a carton of milk and never came back. That's your mental health that you're protecting? Who abandoned these kids? You're rich. I highly doubt. I highly doubt he's even paying. Because what is it? It's alimony, right? Let me double check. Oh, that's for the what is the to pay for child support, child support. There we go. Oh my God. Alimony is for the partner in the marriage. Child support. Dude's rich. You know he's not paying for those kids. You know it. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. And here comes the zinger, everybody. What does he say next? I have to live with the fact that there's two kids that were conceived against my consent. That were conceived against his fucking consent, he says. Putting that one up. Putting that screen cap up. Let's look at that one, everybody. Take that in. Take that in. That's what he just said. These babies were conceived against his consent. Conception means the baby's being conceived, as in his piece of shit sperm entered the egg inside Cece's uterus and formed a baby, formed a life. Apparently, that's not his fault. It was against his will that conception happened. You know how you can prevent conception, Stefan? Oh, hold on. Let me get on screen for this. Do you know how you prevent conception so it's supposedly not against your will? First off, you wear a condom. You use protection. You didn't do that, did you? Secondly, you can get a vasectomy so you could never have kids ever. I highly doubt you did that. Third, you could not have sex or specifically SA a woman. Go abstinent. That's how you prevent a baby from being conceived against your consent, you piece of shit. That's gonna be the theme. Piece of shit, son of a bitch, son of a bitch. Sorry to YouTube, but this just, oh my God. And Cece having to go through with this. And I don't even know if she like fully knew how Stefan felt. Obviously, she she knows something, right? Because Stefan wants nothing to do with those babies. And as I said, I highly doubt he is taking care of them monetarily like he should with child support. I don't even know if Cece like would take him to court. Highly doubt that. You piece of shit. conceived against your consent. Do we have to teach you health class as along with what the word consent? Stefan doesn't know what the word consent means. He doesn't know how procreation works, the reproductive organs work. Gee, for being such a genius, Stefan, you sure are freaking dumb, huh? And that's your excuse. Yeah, that's the fun part of being live right now. Just really letting this out. Just letting this out. Oh my god, because this would be edited in the video. Oh god, okay, we have to continue, unfortunately. I am getting so angry. I am getting so angry. Hold on. More screen caps to set up. More screen caps to set up. I like went through, got some screen caps that I thought would be relevant. Oh boy, am I glad I got them. There's nothing you can do as a man. There's, there's nothing you can do as a man. Oh my god, this is. Oh my god, there's nothing you can do as a man. I gave you 3 examples of what you can do as a man, Stefan. And you won't fuck do them, will you? No, no, you wouldn't. I hate him. I hate him. I don't know him. It's not often that I say that I truly, truly hate somebody that I don't know and have never met, but in this case, oh, I hate him. Hate. Hate. So Cece came forward with her story on TikTok, and she's still thinking about. Are you? Oh, the fact that what Cece thought about this situation was that her sons were going to hate her and ask, "Why couldn't you have been better to Stefan? Because then we would have had a dad." The fact that that's what she thought should tell you everything about Stefan. That right there thinks that way. Somebody that has been traumatized in some way, somebody that has been in an unhealthy environment. That's what I'm hearing. Sure. I just, oh God. Oh, Cece, I hope you have so much love and support around you because it's very clear from this documentary what a sweet, sweet woman you are. And I know that you are taking care of those children as best as you can, who should be a few years old at this point, right? They should be toddlers. It's amazing. So when she was at Paradise, the women in the house were taking care of the babies, not Stefan. So Heather says that Stefan has done everything he can to villainize Cece. Are you kidding me? This woman with and Heather bringing up the rotation of women in that house, like she doesn't recognize anybody in the house anymore. And there's always somebody young. That's what she says. There's always somebody young. That's the common denominator of Paradise. One of the girls is 22. Sweet. And we're going to be introduced to her. Her name is Carissa, aka Rissa, who, from what I gather, is the new cast, the way she's described. So she's been in the Paradise House since 2025, 22 from North Carolina. And just like the other women who have entered Paradise, she has a background that makes her incredibly vulnerable. Oh, oh my God. Oh my God. And that's another thing. How many of these women come from a home that Frissa just described, like a trailer home with 1 bathroom, she said, or just like something just so small. And then you go to Paradise, which is a mansion in Las Vegas. It's huge. You're gonna be like Annie, right? Little, little orphan Annie going to the home of Daddy Warbucks, but that's like a creepy edible Freudian connection there to make. But like it is that same thing. Annie going to Daddy Warbucks mansion and being like, oh my God, wow, this is amazing. And All these women, they fell into that trap. They absolutely fell into that trap.
It was insane to me. I
I
loved
have
it.
made so many musical theater references. I know Patrick will appreciate them.
Finding Stefan and finding paradise has changed my life.
So, finding Stefan in Paradise has changed Chris's life, she says.
I had just gotten out of my relationship with my ex. He was an extreme feeder. At one point, my ex had told me that I was the weakest bitch he had ever met.
So, before arriving at Paradise, Carissa was in a very harmful relationship. The boyfriend was an extreme feed me Seymour, she says, and it even said to her, "You are the weakest bitch I have ever met."
He had wanted me to eat a whole sheet cake.
These are the things. So, like, when I said that somebody proves that Stefan lied about like not being involved or encouraging women in the house to participate in feed me Seymourism, Chris is the one that basically proves that's a lie. So she came from this environment and she goes into Paradise, and spoiler alert, she will continue that behavior. So you're still there. You're still doing it. What are you running away from? It's just that Stefan is acting nice to you, right? He's acting, he's pretending to be nice to you while he uses you. And being showered with adulation, showering with gifts and just comfort and everything you can imagine when you come from nothing or come from very little. You think you've made it out of a horrible situation, but you haven't. You're still in the horrible situation. It just has a glossy shine to it so that you can't see what's really going on. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Well, happy Tuesday afternoon, everybody. I'm so glad that I am not going to work today. So glad. Funny enough, I have a therapy appointment in a few hours, so perfect timing for me. So anyway,
Whole sheet cake.
Carissa continues talking about
I stuffed myself 4 speed, run to the bathroom, and throw up. I still have appetite issues to this day because of that.
says she still has appetite issues to this day because of that experience.
Stefan has been my biggest supporter, to be honest with you.
Stefan has been
Stefan has
Chris's
been
biggest supporter.
everything for me. I post.
Shock of all shocks. Stefan being the biggest supporter of you. I wonder why, Carissa. I wonder why. So she is on, we're showing her on, this is, I guess, Twitter. Oh my God, this was on Twitter. I refuse to call it what it is now. That was Twitter. So he's posting like belly videos, full body pics of her. I don't have a screen cap of it. So she's on her hands and knees on the floor. So she's in the, what is that? Can't remember what, but like I'm thinking of the yoga word. I can't think of the yoga position. There is food that looks like pizza on a plate in front of her and a drink. Again, I say, she acts like she got out of the Feed Me Seymourism. She's still there. She's still there. She's still participating. I'm sorry, but like, how else are you going to see
I
this?
was just
Oh, that's a pizza. That's a pizza in front of her. That's a pizza in front of her. So they scroll down and there's another photo that Stefan posted of her with the giant pizza in front of her. So again, like how do you not see that you're still there? First off, how do you not see that that's still what you're doing? Again, Stefan's being nice to you. So it's not the same thing, right? He's empowering you. You're doing this on your own. You're embracing your own skin, like you just said. And I don't want to hate these women because they are being taken advantage of. They have been taken advantage of. But it is so frustrating that they can't truly hear themselves when they speak and see the hypocrisy of the situation. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Hello, hello, Petty Fair. Says he's super weird. Yes, he is. That's what made everyone mad at Rosie was because she made that whole documentary about her and then dropped. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I'm watching the third episode of Escaping Paradise. Ninth kid. Hello, new girl here. Just subscribe. Love your recent videos. Thank you so much. Hello, hello to you both. Yeah, I am. Where am I? I'm watching it. I don't know what the audio is like on my end, if how much you can hear of it. I wanted you to be able to hear it, but not too loud because, YouTube. I'm about what, 20 something minutes into this video. We're learning about Carissa. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. You remember the scene now. Yeah. It's just, I'm so frustrated. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Penny. Appreciate that. Oh, it's crazy. This whole world, I did not know it existed until the everything popped up about Tommy with Amberlynn Reed, and I've learned more than I care to learn. And I just up until that point, I wish I could be naive again. I can't believe this is the sort of thing that exists. Unbelievable. Okay, so Carissa thinks she is experiencing empowerment from Stefan, embracing her own skin. She does OnlyFans. Does a lot of fetishized content with food again. With food, we're seeing food. What? But you're posting pictures, so because it's regular food. So the point is that her previous boyfriend that was harmful to her would like force her to eat so much food that she would have to throw up, and it affected her, but she's still making content with food. So because I'm not into hardcore feed me Seymourism. And for those of you, if you're joining me to not trip off YouTube, I'm saying feed me Seymour for that word. Stick to the dogs and cats videos. Freaky, very bad. Yeah. So this is how Carissa is justifying it. Because it's not the hardcore version that she experienced previously. She eats her regular food and puts it up for sale, and people happen to buy it. That is how she is justifying. Girl, you're still in it. You're still in it. And you're making money from it. And here we go. This is what I said. Every chance that I get, I give that man, aka Stefan, the money that he deserves. He's never asked me for a dime. It's all out of my own heart. So let's show that screen cap because that's what she said right there. Every chance that I get, I give that man the money he deserves. Which means you're getting money for her content that involves feed me Seymourism, Stefan. But you said earlier that doesn't happen. Is it because she's quote unquote doing it on her own? That's how you're justifying it? Because let me tell you something. I don't think she's doing it on her own. I don't think she is just saying, "Oh, I was in this horrible, relationship. This is what happened. It affected her so much. So let's do the later version of it." It doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Yes, petty fair. At some point, you got to take some accountability. Ninth degrees. Yeah, it's just like, how delusional. Like, how much are you lost in the sauce? How much are you blinded by Stefan that you just don't see it? Stop. Oh my God. Rosie in every corner of TikTok secretly up on Stefan's panel talking to him. I still can't get over her thinking that was a great idea. And the way I looked at it is if she could truly understand what a horrible decision that was and regret it, I'd give her like some benefit, but still, girl, no, you shouldn't have done that. I don't think so. Instead, she got very defensive that people, were going after her about that. Even Pow, Cass's friend, Pow would not let that go, understandably so, right? I don't think Rosie saw it as remorseful, like I should not have done that. And also, like he manipulated her in that live when they were talking. If you don't follow Society, definitely do. She broke it down. Oh my God, I've not been able to unsee the way he talks and the way even Rosie talks because of that video. Director S, do you love Stefan? I do. Stefan confessed his feelings first, so she is the new Cass. Okay. 22 years old, the new cast. But when she turns 27, guys, what's going to happen?
Like I keep telling them like I'm currently single and I'm very close with everybody. And Rissa is cool with it. The girls just do their own thing.
Oh, the girls just do their own thing. And this was my issue last time. How did they all just happen to fall into the Phoebe website, the OnlyFans, doing it with food? How did they just all happen to know? Huh? The ex. I heard Petty a couple of times. Oh, bye, Petty. Have a good night. But I heard a couple of times that Rosie was like lurking in his videos. Why? Why? Oh, girl, just stay away. Just gotta stay. 27, too old. Go figure. Man, wish I was 27 again. And you know how many celebs that they have the 27 Club is what they called it. Working. So many people, so many celebs have passed away at 27. And what do we say? Way too young. Way too young. But it's not to Stefan, just way too old. Oh man. Unbelievable. This guy.
What I get back, maybe like a home cooked meal, you know?
Oh, okay. These women are doing this all on their own. And what does he get back to home cooked meal? That's it. That's it, Stefan.
He gets a thrill out of watching me do what I do. Like he's very kinky, very
Ugh. Krista
handsy.
talking about Stefan being kinky and handsome.
But
Oh,
I'm
no,
going
no,
on
no, no.
100K followers. I get 1 million views on my account in a month. Like I
A
love
million views?
and it's
Oh, Carissa, but why? Oh, but the people, do you think that those million views are all genuine and supportive of you, or do they have nefarious ideas, thoughts? Right. Ninth, prison. He should be in prison, to quote Michael B. Petty. I miss him. I miss him so much. That's how I started to grow world, as I randomly came across like reaction videos from Michael and Zachary Michael. Michael and Zachary Michael. That's so funny to say. Oh man. Unfortunately, I came in like too late with Amber Lynn. So I've been trying to catch up ever since, but it's just so much going on. Benny says I cried during it, so I'm a baby. I believe these women want to believe Stefan is something he's not. Yes. Oh yeah. The first time watching, like this is a rewatch. I haven't watched the third episode in a while, just to make it like a little bit fresher in my mind. Agreed. I cried. It's just he makes me so angry, and I feel so bad for these women. We keep going back to uh, comparison to a cult, and it's they're in a cult. He's a yeah. Oh my God, Ninth. That's what I said earlier when we were talking about the situation with Heather. I was like, the way it sounds to me is like a PIMP situation. That's what was happening. Those women were being PIMPED'd. Unbelievable.
all from body positivity. The body positive movement gave people a
Oh,
platform.
hey, y'all. Guess who's here? Guess who showed up right now? No, no, not quite who you think. It's our girl, Tess Holiday. Bow, 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 who had essentially more airtime than Rosie. I can't get over the fact that I came across that lore with Rosie and Tess Holiday. It just makes so much sense why Rosie is bitter towards Tess Holiday. So much sense. He's still, oh, but he says he's still floating around the LCU trying to recruit Amberland. Yeah, she won't fly. Never, 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 never. Amber is just, again, came in too late. So it's like I'm still learning. And sometimes I think I can't tell the difference. Like so many of you all who have been watching Amber for so long will say she's faking here, da da da, and I go, how can you tell? Like there's still a naivete when it comes to Amber, but for some reason Rosie, because I can see elements of myself in her in terms of like the woe is me and just throwing a pity party for yourself and having undiagnosed mental health issue. Oops, I got disconnected. Okay. Whoops. Whoop, lost it there. Think I got disconnected. Should be okay. But anyway, I probably have ADHD, but I got to a point where I said, I've gone this long in life. It would make sense for some things, but I'm functioning. It's the OCD that really messes me up. So I'm glad I'm taking care of that. Yo, you think Rosie is bigger than Amber? What? She ha so what was that interview with John? 2023, right? She said she was just under 500 pounds. I don't know how much she lost, but like in 3 years, mm, I know how much I've gained weight in a year, and it was a lot. Amber is goofy, Rosie is malicious. Ooh, 700, really? I have to finish it. I was watching Pulpy's live stream where she injured herself in the pool and then she had the cane. Oh, I'm gonna have to continue that one, but oh, her and Remy. This makes me uncomfortable to watch that. Amber 5:30. Yeah, that's right, 5:30. How oh, they're all tiny. That's the thing, right? I know that always surprised me about Chantal. For some reason, I thought she was taller than she is, but she is very, very tiny. I know Amber's like what, 5'3"? Rosie, do we know how tall Rosie is? Is she like around 5'3"? Something like that? Oh, yes, yes. Fanny said bringing up the meltdown Rosie had over Pulpy and the hands. And honestly, I felt the same way. And it, Pulpy has every right to doubt it. Wait, Rosie is 5'8"? Oh my gosh. Really? Yeah, I'm shocked by that, Penny. Rosie is 5'8". I am 5'9 3/4, and that 3/4 matters. So my experience with weight, I've had a lot of weight in my belly. I am starting to see it slim down, which is nice, but there's still a lot there. Like when I'm sitting in a chair at my job and I go, oh, yep, just yeah. I mean, it's comfortable enough, but oh, it could be more comfortable than that. But yeah, being a tall girl with the weight I'm at what am I at right now? A couple days ago I was 259. I will get to weigh myself tomorrow. But yeah, 259. And I look at myself and I go, man, I don't see much of a difference from, 20 something, 30 something, 40 something pounds ago. A little bit. I always see it in my face, but like in the body itself. So when I see people say, "Oh, I can tell how much like that person actually weighs," I go, "Really?" Because like I could lose 30 pounds and you'll never really be able to tell except maybe my face, unless it's a day when I'm bloated. Amber's the shortest. See, I would have guessed Chantel ninth. Interesting. Oh, thank you, Petty. Thank you. I appreciate that. 'Cause I didn't have too much sodium today, so those days I know. I was like, "Oh, we're looking rough." However, the funny thing about, the weight loss that I'm experiencing is remembering I have what I call a Jay Leno chin. It's a weird chin. It's a heart shape. I'm a heart-shaped face. Sorry, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder. Look at that. Look at that. Love it. All right, let's continue. Let's hear what Tess has to say about body positivity. So, mainstream media's effect on how people view fat people, especially fat women. Oh my God, I remember that Oprah episode when she came out with the wagon and there was all the fat that she lost, which was through a very unhealthy way. Let's point that out. The way Oprah lost weight when that happened, unhealthy. So media has serious implications for how society treats us. One thing I will say, oh, Chantel, oh, yeah. I mean, she's also, for me, she's the nastiest and also like in terms of her hygiene and also the way she speaks. So oftentimes, like I have to take Chantel in small doses. Going back to what Tess Holiday said about mainstream media having effect on how people like view anybody who is fat or obese. Well, yeah. but that's also been in society for centuries at this point. Um, it's unfortunately a cycle. It's all about what you can make money. Yeah, she's gross. That's how I feel. So, not to be that old timey person, the way I see it, Tess Holiday has a point, but to an extent that it's all about making money. And it's just this weird obsession that humans have had with bodies. And again, there's a cycle there. So, I learned this, I think, a couple of years ago. And when I think about it now, I go, oh, wow. So remember when Marilyn Monroe was popular, the actresses of that time, they were built as curvaceous. Although, let's remind everybody, Marilyn Monroe actually was not plus size. She was very petite, but the way her body was, the way, she patted it, very curvaceous. And that was, the thing men liked. Then Audrey Hepburn came on the scene. Very tiny, very petite because she was malnourished due to World War II. Women, because they hated Marilyn so much due to how much their husbands loved Marilyn, decided to align with Audrey Hepburn regarding fashion and looks and the petite look, the slim look. So they, became fans of Audrey Hepburn and like pushed the look of, the curvaceous woman out the door. So then we see that progress and then we get into like the 60s and Twiggy pops up and very, very thin body, very boyish body. 8:30 here. Bedtime, understandable. Hello and goodbye to you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope that it is quiet before your kids go to bed. Yeah, I feel like we have been on an never ending cycle regarding bodies, but I can see how now it's become worse. I think if the low fat, no, we can't, Penny. I think if the low fat fad had never happened, where would the state of obesity be right now? Because if I can recall from the statistics, the low fat fad, that trend with all the food and like pumping additives into the food, like what was that, the late 70s, early 80s? I know I was affected by that. That's when obesity starts skyrocketing. And what happens is that you have, all of these fitness gurus, the exercises, sweat into the oldies, Suzanne Summers with the Thigh Master, advertising to people to lose weight. And then we go on to the Biggest Loser in the early 2000s. Oh, I know somebody. I went to school with her who was underweight, Penny, and I remember her mentioning that she always had to buy clothes from the children's section, and it was her body type. And yeah, I know it bothered her, and I can imagine it bothered you. See, there's two different extremes. So when I see like the people who are just so gung ho about body positivity, fat positivity, and when they make it seem like they have all the problems and everybody's against them, they won't even consider the other end of the spectrum. Like it goes both ways. I think back to being in high school and how so many girls realizing, wow, they had so much body insecurity. I wasn't the only one. Yes, I was bigger than them, but they were also going through it. And I can like think about behaviors that they exhibited and go, "Oh, they had an ED. They may have had an ED." And it's so heartbreaking. We all went through it just in various ways. Baby gap? What? That's crazy. Oh man, people are cruel. Absolutely cruel. All right, we are moving on. Biggest Loser. I hated that documentary, FYI. It did not do it well. Ah, and this is where we're introduced to Ziomara. Whoop! Oh, Ziomara. She was what, 15 years old? For anybody who doesn't know Ziomara, thank you. Shout out to John from Obese to Beast. That was how I learned about Xiomara. He did a video on her and how she started. Like she's been trying to lose weight for so long and reaching out to uh TV shows, whatnot. This I found out was actually from Dr. Drew, and they reached out to The Biggest Loser and sent them to Zio's school. And Tess calls this narrative, you know what, for fun. Her backstory is really sad. Like, she's one of those peasy. Did you pet? Oh, you did go through an ED. I'm so sorry. I hope that you were able to get the help that you needed and are doing better, even if it's like still something you have to fight through. Like, I am rooting for you. I really hope that you're in a better place now. I hope that for everyone that I went to school with as well. Because realizing that, because I had a lot of angry teenage hormonal bitter feelings, and as an adult and going through my shit, I go, wow, like we didn't know we were all going through something. Good, good. Yes, Penny. Yes, 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 yes. Well done to you. Well deserved. All right, as a little treat, I found the video. So, boom, boom, boom. Let's get this up.
And this is what I've dealt with my whole life. My
This
comfort
is
foods are ice cream, pizza,
Xiomara.
candy, chips. That's what I eat when I'm sad or lonely. When I look in the mirror, I see disappointment. I feel disgusting. No one understands the inside of me. No one understands how I feel every day when I wake up
Closed
trapped in
caption
this
for
person.
this, unfortunately. Look
It's
how
an
young
amazing
Zio
story. It's
is.
interesting, isn't it, when you watch this tape, how much of you guys reference this too, how much of an emotional issue this is and how much an impact it has on people's lives. You guys actually met with her, right?
We
This
did.
Tell me
is just
about
a
that.
couple minutes
You know,
long.
we showed up to her school and kind of surprised her. And the thing about Xiomara is she's so full of life, even behind the weight. She's so full of life and she wants to change so bad.
Well, let's take a look at your meeting with Xiomara.
And that's what, yeah, John
We're here
showed.
today at
She's so
Xiomara's high
desperate.
school. She has no earthly idea that we're here, and we're going to go in
This is
surprise
one
her
thing
and
I
tell
don't
her
know about.
today
Going
is
to
the first
Zio's
day that is
school
going to change her life.
with
That's
cameras.
right. You ready to go
to say,
surprise
hey,
her?
we're going to help you lose weight in front of her peers. Because you know kids are cruel. Kids are cruel. Oh, that's the one that was on the opera singer. She was in the documentary.
Good morning.
Xiomara,
Oh, Zio.
we know that you've been working so hard and wanting to lose weight, and we have come because today we are going to help you change your life.
We're going to take
I would have hated this.
on a great secret location,
I would have
and your life is
hated
starting
this.
today.
But like,
We got to get you
thanks
changed
to
to
the
get on the
kids,
road.
I'm
Let's
sure
go.
they were
Come on, let's
threatened
go. Are
to
you
behave.
excited?
Olivia made a video for me.
We did. You ready to go? We have a very special place we're going to take you to today.
Like right now? Today's the best day of my life.
Oh.
All right. So that's the video. Obviously, there's more. You can find it on YouTube. But I thought that was so interesting to see that that exists. She is a baby. It says Zio's funny and witty. It's just weird that the current facility she's in lets her DoorDash food. She's so cute, but how embarrassing. I have thoughts about that, Penny. I do have thoughts. And learning about this journey, and what I learned from Obese to Beast's video, she's been at this for a long time and then clearly at a point gave up and embraced the fact that she can make money being big online and eating food. Ooh, yeah. I worry
Something happens in a day.
that at
Even
some
if
point the
you
wires got crossed and she
wanted to
said,
change, it's
I'm looking for fame any
dehumanizing,
way possible.
it's exhausting.
So back
Any
to the
of those
documentary,
shows.
talking about these
Looking
kind of
back,
shows
you
like
realize
Biggest
at the end
Loser.
of the day, it does have real.
Tess talks about like the ways dehumanizing, the negative impact it has. It has big impact. I wish we learned more from the Netflix documentary about The Biggest Loser. But yeah, they should have gone harder on those producers, the creators of the show, but refused. just let them get away with whatever they said. And that was very annoying. I wish somebody would do a better video or documentary on Biggest Loser. I'm sure that actually exists on YouTube. I should search to see if such a thing exists. Oh, good to know, Penny. So you root for her, but you get mad at her too. Yep. Okay. So, okay. You get what I'm throwing down. All right. All right.
Impact.
Xiomara, today we are
So
going
the
to
video
help
we
you
just
change
watched
your
is
life.
showing that was 2011.
Now, I'm at Paradise in
Cut
Vegas.
to Present-ish Day, which was September 3rd, 2024. Xiomara arrives.
Xiomara is an influencer and a friend of Paradise.
Stefan
I
says
met
she's
her
an
on TikTok.
influencer and a
We
friend of
invited her to
He met
Paradise.
her on TikTok.
She's
So
funny.
she was already doing her thing.
She's
before
original.
ever going into Paradise.
She makes-
So that is one thing I will say. Xiomara was already doing this before she arrived at Paradise. So that's the one person that we can't say Stefan preyed upon. But I do think he encouraged her and said, hey, now here's an environment where you can absolutely like do what you've been doing and enable that even further. And he continued to enable that. That's for sure.
TikToks that make you laugh.
And I do have to agree with you, Penny. She can
When she
be
was at the
fun.
house, she gained followers from Paradise, and I gained followers from her.
I'm about to comment, guys. So you guys
Interesting.
can follow me.
A
And I wanted
tit
to
for
do like a
tat.
mukbang.
So
Don't come
being
for
at
me.
Paradise, Xiomara gained followers and
A
Stefan gained
mukbang is
followers.
internet slang for
Well,
eating
we're gonna
on
learn
camera.
about mukbangs now.
Walmart haul at 5:22 a.m. I got jerky.
I mean, Zia is still mukbanging.
As a guy that
And that's
absolutely
the
loves
thing. Mukbangs have become such a gluttonal thing that I feel like it's rare to come across anybody, at least in America, who genuinely does it for its original intention, just to eat a meal and converse with people because you're lonely and you want to build a community, right? Just talk about whatever. But instead it's become like, how much food can I stuff into my mouth? And just it's snowballed. So if we're talking about mukbangs and Xiomara, she's not doing it for the true, genuine reasons. Penny says, I root for all the girls. As a woman, I want to see all of us succeed, but they make me shake my fist and know Zia will defend Stefan. Yeah, I had slight hope for her. But this documentary, unfortunately. Amber introduced me to mukbangs or Nikocado. Nikocado, I think, was the one that introduced me to mukbangs, unfortunately, or people covering Nikocado. But then, gosh, oh man, I remember seeing there was a guy that was doing it, and then before she changed her content, Stephanie Sue mukbangs, and then would talk about true crime, true murder. Yeah, right? I still can't get over that. I haven't seen any updates from Nikocado in probably a year. Oh yes, Trisha Paytas. Oh man, there's so many of them. But yeah, unbelievable, and it's still going. It's still going. It's like
tacos. I
even
always
more
want
so
them
on
happy
TikTok,
and
and it
healthy
like
too.
scares
There's
me
a red
because
line in the sand. You
it's
don't want to
become
go
such a
across that line.
fetishized thing on TikTok
Cass
as
was
well.
across that line. I
Like,
also saw
minors?
Z on the other side of the line.
So
I was
Stefan
there
claims he was worried
when
about
Xiomara
Xiomara
came
because
to
of what happened to
visit
Cass.
Paradise.
But you allowed
We
her.
made
You enabled her to
TikToks. We had
be
family
that way.
dinners. And then
So
she
you're saying
got
you're worried
sick.
about her, Stefan, but like,
We had noticed
nothing
that
about
like
it.
the vibe was off. She was very quiet. She didn't come out of her room for multiple days. And like, eventually it got to a point people in the house got concerned.
so then this is where her health declines. January
We had checked on
25th,
her,
or January
and she
2025,
was
January
kind
7th.
of incoherent. She was crying,
God, it really
and she
has
just
been
was not in
like
good
a
shape
year
at
and
all.
over a
Her
year and a half
skin
at this
didn't look
point.
good.
I ran out to get a oxygen meter.
Okay, hold on. I need Penny, I know you're the only one here. Explain. So Zio doesn't look good. She's becoming incoherent. Stefan says he ran out to get an oxygen meter to check her oxygen level, which was low. Why does this man have an oxygen meter? I have never heard of such a thing. Why does Stefan have an oxygen meter? Riddle me that. Riddle me that. What? What even? Yep. It's just, I just don't understand.
And we clipped it on her finger, and the reading was like 60, and it was immediately 911.
So the reading was 60. They called 911.
911
Well, that's good.
emergency.
We didn't know if she was going to make it.
She was freaking out. She didn't want to go.
Oh, I just realized.
And I had to.
So Shay is talking about what happened to Zio. Shay was the other woman who passed away like a couple months, or not a couple months, a couple weeks or a month before this documentary dropped. Oh. Which Pal predicted at the beginning of this episode. Pal said she just knew it was going to happen to somebody else, and boy, was she right.
To tell her,
And I'm sure Pal said that in an
you're
interview
choosing
back in
to
September
die.
2025. So they got her to the hospital. At least Zio went to the hospital. And she did survive.
Xiomara ended up in the hospital here in Las Vegas, and we were all heartbroken. She had contracted.
So she contracted pneumonia and the flu. Oh man, really, Penny? A few. See, I just don't. Beyond this documentary, there's also sepsis. Oh my God, yes, sepsis. Like, hold on, let me see. Do I have it? So I have some screen caps. Yep, that's her. So for anybody who views this later, this is what Zio looked like in the hospital when she first went. That is absolutely scary. Absolutely scary. Oh man. And these are the reasons why, like you, Penny, I say I get so frustrated and angry with these
Pneumonia
women, but
and
I
flu.
want them.
I'm mad
I
at
want
myself.
them to fight. I want
I
them
didn't
to
really
see that
see
there's something better
how
for them.
bad she was until it was that bad.
Stefan didn't see how bad it was until it was that bad. So it says on the screen, Xiomara was intubated and put into a medically induced coma several times. What? Okay. Like, clearly forgot about that part. I didn't know. Like, I don't. I know I've watched this before, but clearly that didn't stick it into my brain that she was induced several times. I thought it was one time. Oh my God. She lost the ability to walk, which I did know.
She
And how is
disappeared
that
for a
not
few
your
months.
wake-up call?
People within the plus size communities were
Okay,
like,
here
is
we
she
are, here we
alive?
are, girls. Here we are. We got to give her her moment. Hold on, hold on. I got to find it. Screen cap up. This is the star of the show right here. Here she is, boys. Here she is, world. Here's Rosie. Da, 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 Carolina. Okay, sorry for that. Rosie telling us the lore about Xiomara being in the hospital, which is so interesting that that's what they ended up using from her interview footage, which tells me she was definitely not talking about what she should have been talking about in her interview and just like went off track. Rosie, feederism expert and a content creator, Quirky Love Rose with two E's, which is why I thought it was Rosie, but she says it's Quirky Love Rose. I will say, okay. Here's what I'll say about this. Penny goes, I look Rosie. So I can't, and I'm going to be like Pulpy Syntax. I'm nobody. Don't listen to me. I'm just somebody who has been acting for a very long time. I no longer do. I had to finally face the fact that I'm not doing that anymore. I had to admit to that. But I did do it for a long time. I've been on film sets, TV sets. I know people who have good careers in film and TV and what that entails. And I know people who have done documentaries, been part of documentaries on the crew, on reality series. Rosie is not aware enough or I don't want to say smart enough, but because like the average person who doesn't know about film and TV wouldn't even know this. But Rosie would not know to call herself a feederism expert. Holby is. Holby and Zachary and Michael are the nicer ones, and then those are the ones that girls go after, right? So I do think production editors put feederism expert because they had to describe her as something, right? And I guess in the context of she said that she experienced it, she was in that community, therefore she knows about it. She provides only a bit of information per the footage in the documentary. It's a shame she couldn't provide more, but also the victims also explained the community, so it was pointless for Rosie too. It's just so fascinating. Like I wish I could see the footage. I wish I could see the footage from the interview. But anyway, I think it was production or the editors that gave Rosie feederism expert. It's just so funny, but it is such a joke now. She does get buddy trolled, and that's my one of my big critiques is just like you're not truly blocking everything because you're being told things. And the fact that her claiming she doesn't understand why she sees things via her algorithm, I just oh girl, the algorithm shows you what you're watching, what you're looking at, and it gives you more of what you're watching and looking at. That's how algorithms work now. Zachary Marie. Zach will go off. Oh man. First of all, I enjoy the both of them. All right, Rosie, take it
Is she
away.
dead? Is she alive? Is she dead?
She's doing all
So
right.
social media didn't know what was
Hopefully,
going on about Zio, just knew she
she
was
can
in the
get out
hospital.
sometime soon.
And Stefan gives the
She went into a
updates.
coma. And when she came out of it, she started trying to document more of her health journey.
Oh man.
I feel like I never really got to live my life. And
So this is what I was aware of via John from Obese to Beast. That this seemed like it was the wake-up call that Zio needed because again, she was already doing like she was eating the food on social media before she ever went to Paradise. So we see her TikToks. I feel like I never really got to live my life and it's sad. Rosie tells us that what did Rosie tell us? Oh my god. Sorry, girl, you're in this for so little, and I already forgot what you said. Oh, that Zio had started documenting her health journey on her TikTok, right?
it's sad.
She's been in rehab to regain her mobility.
She went to rehab.
In the beginning, she was sharing.
And here's what's interesting. That's what I'm getting. I'm not on TikTok, Penny. I stay away from TikTok. TikTok scares me. But you've seen her on live. She doesn't seem to get the bigger picture. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I think she's just they're too in the present, and it's easy to get in that mindset and not think about the bigger picture like down the road. And I would get stuck that was me just in my depression and in like the self-hatred. I would get stuck in the present and never see the bigger picture, would never be able to see down the road. I would be stuck in the now. But Zio's always acting happy. So I can't say that that's what she's doing, but she's very much not seeing the bigger picture. TikTok is so scary. I like if I want to know what's going on in the world of TikTok, there's a couple of YouTubers who report on TikTok dramas and whatnot. And like, this is just so crazy. This is just, why is this a thing? People need to start journaling again. They need to start writing in diaries. So this was the start of Zio's journey. Here we go. So that looks essentially healthy. I feel like there might be a sauce on that baked chicken. There's some vegetables, could be more, but it could also be hidden by the chicken. Then she's got a dinner roll that looks like some Jello cups. So that looks perfectly fine. All right. And then this is what ends up happening. That's not healthy. That is not healthy at all. This is like pizza bites or something, but that is some fried food, and I see some marinara sauce, perhaps. What? Yeah. Oh my God, indeed, Penny. Oh my God. And there was a clip before where she was eating tacos in her hospital bed, by the way. Yeah, look at the face on Zio.
During her
Crazy,
journey,
right?
day after day after day, once or twice a day.
Happy 400K! Wow, tacos cookie. Let's go, Arizona.
So there she is. She's eating.
No mames, güey.
But then
She's
she
so
started
excited
going
about
live on
this food.
TikTok and mukbanging,
And according
basically,
to Rosie,
from DoorDash in the hospital bed.
she
Look at the
started
cheese at the
mukbanging
bottom.
from her hospital bed. So she was door dashing. And what Penny said earlier, what you said earlier, Penny, like, how was this allowed? So I know that if I can recall right now, she's in a nursing facility. I don't know if she was in a nursing facility the whole time. Um, I do have some experience with that, not like specifically, but could have met that situation. I had a spinal fusion, spinal surgery, a lot of spinal fusion because one of my discs collapsed. After surgery, the post-surgery recovery, there was a big argument between the physical therapist at the hospital and my insurance regarding care, like what would happen. The concern was that my mom would not be able to care for me due to her age, and this was going to be extensive recovery for me, especially due to my weight. So the physical therapist wanted to put me in the rehab facility, which was just across the street from the hospital. And my insurance denied it. The only thing that they would approve was being put into a nursing facility, to which the physical therapist said, do not do that. Please do not do that. Because being put in a nursing facility, at most, they would deal with me 1 hour a day, and then I would just be on my own for the rest of the day. That's it. They said, it's just horrible. It's a horrible environment. Don't do it. So I can imagine that's Zio's life. At least now, I don't know, like, she's doing these mukbangs. I don't know if she was in the facility. They say rehab, but I don't know if it was actually a nursing facility or a proper rehab. Oh my God, the Dashers walking right past the nurses. Imagine. Yes, exactly. We're getting to the ages where our parents either are not here anymore or age, so we got to care for ourselves. Yes, it is terrifying. I think about all the time. I was living in New York City. The pandemic caused me to move home, and I am very fortunate for that. Unfortunately, I can't afford to move out. So that's the whole thing. And now my mom's going through her own health issues, so I feel the guilt of, staying here due to that, because I'm like, well, who's going to take care of her? That sort of thing. Who's going to take care of the dog? If I was living in New York City when this happened to me with my disc collapsing, I I don't know how I would have handled it. And I also lived on the third floor in my apartment building. There was no elevator. It was just stairs. I I I don't know how I would have been able to handle it. I honestly don't. And that was, oh my God, that was it's a scary, scary time in my life. And I'm glad I'm on the other end of it, but I will always worry about something happening as I age, which is why I realized I needed help with my weight and I needed to really do something about it. So here I am, because I lost 50 pounds a little over a year post surgery, but clearly had not worked on my issues because they kept coming.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
Theo just loving this
That's what I
food,
got.
eating
This is
so
really
much.
delicious.
Oh, man.
Her pastime is like going
Ugh.
live, talking to people, eating food or whatever. But like, as a friend, like,
And Stefan's talking about this, saying,
I was worried about her.
He was worried about her as a
Being
friend.
bedridden for that
Being
amount of time
bedridden for that
would
amount of
be
time would be
killing me.
him. Yeah, gee, why? Because you're definitely more fit than the woman. So now we're at August
Guys,
13th,
my Paradise
2025.
friends are about to
Oh,
be
the Paradise
here.
people come to visit her.
I told her, like, Z, like, when you're ready for visitors, let me
Thank
know.
you, Penny. Still a lot to go. Still a lot to go.
And we went
Oh,
to
you
see
lost
her.
your mother at
We made a couple of
25. That was
TikToks.
never
One of them
enough
actually
to
went
care
viral
about
right now,
you.
1.4 million views.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, look at this
Yes,
guy.
I can only imagine what that was like for you.
All right, we're gonna go eat food now.
And I'm
We ate
not
dinner with her. We hung
thankfully
out. We
we're
spent
not
the whole day
fully
with her.
in that place yet, but I know it can get worse, and it will get worse because she's had 2 incidents where she had to go to the hospital. So I oh, sorry. Losing my train of thought because I just like I try not to think about it, if that makes sense. Like that's where I like stay in the now, don't look into the future, even though I do think about it. There's just like so much I have to think about. Lung cancer, I'm so sorry. Wow, yeah, that's what my mom has colon cancer. So it's been quite the experience. Now, thanks to her, I get to have a colonoscopy every 5 years. Which is it's so weird also because it's not something that was ever in our family. So she's been through a lot. My mother has been through a lot. She's still going. Even though she threatens like all the time, I'm not gonna be here. I'm not gonna be here. She says that and I'm like, well, you're still here. You're still going. Like things keep happening to her, which is like that's the tough part. But she's still here at least. But I don't know how much more a person can take, you know? That's what is on my mind. How much more will she be enduring? Oh man, videos and voice message. Oh, thanks for that tip. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Now we're gonna see. So, going to the hospital to visit
Finally
Zio
trying
and
a
still
Michi
being
pizza. This is a Supreme,
they
a
take her
Caesar,
out for
Mott's.
pizza, a supreme
They're
pizza,
good.
mozzarella
I've
sticks,
had
Caesar
people
salad.
quite
I
literally
guess they
say,
had
like,
a
you know, I'm
salad.
the reason why Z is in the hospital. We brought her that because she asked for it. She's an
To which Stefan says, people say that I'm the reason Zio's in the hospital, but she's an adult. We brought that to her, that food to her, or that's a restaurant it looks like, unless they're in the hospital cafeteria. So it would make sense. She can't go out of the hospital. What am I thinking? She's still doing rehab. She can't really walk. Karen, there we go. We got it. So they bring this food to Zio to the hospital to eat it. She's an adult. And what else
adult.
does Stefan
I
say
think they
about
knew we
this?
were fat and wanted big ass pieces.
I'm not her parent.
I'm
I'm her
not her
friend.
parent. I'm her
There are people.
friend. we're gonna look at that one. We're gonna put that one up. I'm not her parent. I'm her friend, Stefan. No, you're not. You're an enabler. If you were actually a friend, you would have helped Zio. You would have talked to her. If you're so worried about her going the way Cass did, you would have tried to help in some way. That's what a real friend does. You know what my friends do? They will call me on my bullshit. They will call each other on their bullshit. They are real. They don't enable you. They don't appease you. They're real friends, and it can hurt sometimes. It can hurt because they are your friends. My friends have my back. But if, like, I'm stepping out of line, doing something they don't like, they'll be like, hey, this is bullshit. Stop it. I'm not her parent. I'm her friend. BS. No, you're not. No, you're not. Dude, the heart attack girl. I was kind of sad to find out that it closed because I went to Vegas for the first time in July and I wanted to see it just to be like, hey, this is where they filmed for the Escaping Paradise documentary. But hearing that it closed, I'm like, good, good. Because honestly, where my friend and I got to eat, good food. Oh my God, Lavo. Sorry to go off topic here, but if you ever get a chance, yes, it is pricey, but the Italian food, worth it. It's so good. It's so delicious. It's so fresh. Did I mention it's good? I am somebody that doesn't like salmon. We had salmon because my friend that I was with is vegetarian and That was the best salmon I ever had. If I could have salmon like that all of the time, I would be a lover of salmon. Have you been to Vegas many times? I want to go back. I've been a converter, as they say, of Vegas. We went for Backstreet Boys, but I would go back for other reasons.
People claiming that I send her DoorDash every day and feed her. Z herself responded to that and said, like, what an utter amount of bullshit.
Her being at this
Oh my God,
house
it's John!
really contributed to things getting so much worse.
It's John from Obese to Beast. I don't think I put a screen cap of that. Or did I? It's like the second time I'm mentioning him. Okay, let's just like shout out to John, Obese to Beast. And he is saying he made a video about Zio because he has covered Zio before. And he said that like Zio being in the Paradise House contributed to things getting so much worse for her, which is why she ended up in the hospital. And that I agree with. Stefan enabled her, encouraged her to continue her habits. And it was an environment where she could just like have free reign of those unhealthy habits. And here we are. She's in the hospital still. Craziness. John, that's like my third time mentioning John on my channel. Stay away, John. He's a good guy. He is. He is a good guy. He just keeps getting burned by the girls. He tries, but oh, stay away, John. Don't do it. I always say, and it's funny, I don't mean this in a malicious or negative way, but I always said to myself, because I am a fan of Obese to Beast, that if John ever found me and covered me, that's not good. That's a bad thing. We don't want John to find me. That's when I know I'm like in deep trouble and I'm doing something really, really wrong. And that was another reason why like it helped me like stop documenting my horrible attempt at weight loss on my YouTube channel. Where it's like, this is not working. And I put in my mind, I was like, I understand why it's not working. And I know that if John were to find me, yeah, he would say the same thing. He's got a heart to save the girls. He does. He does. He tries his best, but he doesn't succeed. So yeah.
A lot of people blame Stefan for what happened to me. I don't care what people say online.
He's not the sole reason, but he helped encourage and enable you, Zio.
And Stefan has been a friend to me. He has never once fed me. He has not paid for my food.
He has not once. Wait. She said he has never fed Zio. He has not once paid for her food. So then, who paid for the pizza that was brought to the hospital for you, Zio? Who paid for the pizza? Are you saying that you paid for the pizza? That you said, okay, I'm gonna buy this food. Can you bring it to me? Or did you ask them to bring it and Stefan paid for it? Because man, what a crappy millionaire. Can't even pay for your food that he's bringing to the hospital to help encourage you to continue eating in a bad way that caused you to go in the hospital? He's stingy, huh? Stefan's stingy with his money. Never paid for food for you. Ah, good to know. Good to know. So at the end of the day, Zio, Stefan is crap. Prince Handsome World. Stop! I am looking forward to Robert Pattinson's portrayal of Chris Hansen. I cannot wait for that movie primetime. Oh my God. So this is where I get annoyed with Zio, her defense of Stefan. And here we are. We're going to get her own words. She was interviewed. This is definitely a nursing facility. I'm pretty sure this is a nursing facility.
So you tell me how I have to have it.
That she was in a nursing facility. And yeah, it's up to her to make herself better. Due to health concerns, Zio Mara is limited to a remote
I didn't go to Stefan's house and get fat.
We know you were already fat, but he helped encourage and enable your
I was already
your behaviors. But it's like, it's a huge disconnect.
I've been doing TikTok since 2019. I was already making videos, eating, but like that's a personal choice.
And it's been a while since I've seen the video on Zio that Obese to Beast did, but like at what point did it all change for her? Because she was so gung-ho, like reaching out in so many ways to like so many people online about how she was desperate to lose weight. She wanted to lose weight. She would do anything to lose weight. And then it turned. to her eating food and being rewarded for that. And she kept going and going and going and gained weight and gained weight and gained weight. Like, where was that point? Like, what happened? Whoa, whoa. Okay, okay, okay. Oh my God, he really is stingy. Okay, Glenny giving us the details. Stefan is notorious for not paying for the food. See, Foxy Mama from the LCU bus went to Paradise, and she said if you didn't, go to sleep with Stefan, he wouldn't buy your food. Oh, he would only do content. Oh my God. Again, Rich, this dude has the money. And he's also like making money off of these women who are on these Phoebe websites and OnlyFans. Oh my God. That's a friend who won't even pay for a meal for you? Are you kidding me? Uh-uh. See, here in my friendship, we either split it, and also we don't do that thing like, unless there's a significant difference in pricing, there never really is. So we do the split 4 ways, or hey, I got this meal this time, get the meal next time. That's friendship to me. Just saying. Stefan seems like the type of person who doesn't tip. I bet you he does not tip at all. If you have time, you gotta listen to Foxy Mama's side. Okay, I'll have to put that on my to-do list. Yeah, because there's still things that I haven't seen, because when the documentary dropped, I didn't want to be influenced by anybody else's opinion. So after I watched it and after I first filmed the first episode of that video, I started to watch some reactions to the documentary, but not too much, because again, I didn't want to be swayed too much, in my opinion. But yeah, it was very interesting to see other people talk about it. So yeah, I'll have to look up Foxy Mama for that. Oh, she lived for a while. Okay. Okay. I do recall her name being brought up in, she was part of the TikTok live where they confronted Rosie about talking to Stefan, right? She was part of that. Am I recalling that correctly? Okay, good, good. Thanks, Penny. All right, here we go. Well, Zio,
It
you're
makes
right.
me happy.
Food makes her happy, she says. Have you explored why? That's the one thing I can
Right before I
honestly
went to the
say.
hospital, I weighed myself.
Food
When I was
hasn't
like
really made me
620.
happy in the way that it does for the girls.
The truth is that once I started hanging around the house and stuff, like, I was brought into a different world. I've never been around men that have fetishes.
Brought into
I
a
never
different
knew
world. She
about
didn't know about
feederism.
fetishes or Phoebe Seymour's.
When I was at the house, I made a feeder content.
So, yes, I remember John saying this, that he and his producer, they searched high and low and they never found any evidence that Zio ever participated in Feed Me Seymour-ism. But when she joined Paradise, when she was in that house, when she was in that environment, she started doing it. Yeah, Stefan, why? Why, Stefan? Why? But you have nothing to do with it, right? You have nothing to do with it. Sure. Sure.
I
Son of a bitch.
experienced like 80% feeders too.
And
Like,
here's
I'd
the
have
crazy
people
thing.
come to
She
the
will still
house
defend
and they'd
Stefan,
feed
but is
me.
like admitting to
It
this.
was a
but
lot,
still
but it was
defending
also
Stefan.
exciting. There's
Of
a
course it
community
is,
that
because of the
likes me for my
addiction.
size.
But not for the right
As
reasons.
humans, we
There's a
can
community
eroticize
that likes you
anything.
for your size, but not for the right reasons. They also don't like you. They are objectifying your body and what you're doing to it, which is harmful and unhealthy. And now we got I think he's the sex therapist comes. It's just so funny that that's how I labeled him, the sex therapist. But I mean, he
And
does
that's
bring up
both
some good
good
points.
and that's bad. And when you pair arousal or pleasure
When
with
you pair
something,
arousal
that gets
pleasure with
hardwired.
something, that gets hardwired.
So for
Thank you, you're right,
someone
yes.
who has had pleasure associated with being fed, it is nearly impossible to turn
So
off.
if you have pleasure with being fed, it's nearly impossible to turn off. I'm so glad that was never me. Fortunately for me, it's been a compulsion. There are various reasons around my relationship with food, but one of the biggest ones ends up being compulsion. I only learned that recently thanks to my therapist and working on my OCD. Go figure. It's a content house for feeders. Yep. They will kick you if you start. It's just crazy to me, Penny. Can admit that she never participated in that type of content for Paradise. Gets to the house, starts participating. Doesn't see anything wrong with it. I'm like, you can tell that I'm angry when I keep going for my drinks. We love our therapist. Yay, therapists. And I have to see mine in a few hours. Yeah, I have plenty of time still. All right, we have just under 12 more minutes left.
People don't
Watch
understand
me
that.
stretch this out. Now we're like,
This is
hold me.
my life now.
Honestly,
I feel
there's one
lonely.
little snafu. I
I've
think
been
this
eating
stream is
more
okay.
because I've been getting new feeders.
I've been eating more because I've been getting
People
new
DM me on
baby
IG, even
Seymours.
TikTok, and like they ask for stuff. I do it for the
So these people, she does it off of TikTok, she says. Like people will ask her for stuff. And I will show you, they're showing like the comments that Zio will receive. This is one of them. And she likes them. So she's getting that dopamine hit. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. This is just sad. It's just so, so sad. She does it for the money, she says. Yeah. And I mean, even now, times are tough. So, yeah. It's easier to make money this way, right, guys? And it's just
and do enjoy
makes
it.
me sad.
Content creation is almost a trifecta of risk. It's financially beneficial. Your ego gets
Oh,
validation.
speaking of content creation,
Oh my God.
the therapist is talking about it.
And if I have nothing else to feel good about, that is where I find my worth.
To
finally feel.
If you have nothing else to feel good about, that is where you finally feel your worth, find your worth, to feel wanted and desired. So what Zio is doing, she has nothing else going for her except for this. And you get stuck into this cycle, into this behavior, because you're constantly being rewarded for this behavior by these people who do not have your best interests in mind whatsoever. And I have been in that type of cycle in other ways. I'm so glad I never really found myself in this type of cycle. I just can't imagine. I cannot imagine. I guess you could consider the compulsive behavior a cycle, but it's one of those things that what I've learned is that you just keep going. Like it's a compulsion, and it's to soothe the anxiety. So food ended up becoming compulsion for whatever I was obsessing over. And just keep going and 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 keep going as much as I can, and until I stopped and I was like, okay, I'm okay. And then would feel like utter crap afterwards, of course, because I had so much food. Um, but like when I would just, yeah, before depression really hit me and just being so sad and lonely, yeah, having dude, right? Having a rosy moment with the drinks. I'm telling you, that's me. Not as many as her though, and I also wash my glasses. That's another aspect of OCD. One of my things is how I wash my cups and glasses. Oh man, I have OCD and chronic anxiety. My OCD is associated with things being a certain way, or oh my God, Penny, Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. I had no idea that I even had anxiety until like it was at this point, I think it was 2 years ago. I went to my primary care physician and I said, I think I'm having a heart attack because I felt this like really tight pain. It was like right here, and I felt it in my back, like my arm felt like it was numb. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's it. Right. And there's heart disease on my dad's side of the family. He died from heart failure. His dad died from a heart attack. So I was like, that's what it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I've always been worried about that. So I go to the doctor and she goes, um, that's anxiety. And I'm like, oh, huh. So, like, for my entire life, I've been experiencing anxiety and like, it's like high amounts of anxiety and had no idea. And then I had my first panic attack last August. So now I'm on medication for that. 19 years old. Oh, man. Oh, man. They said I had a chemical imbalance and anxiety. Then I started my medication journey. Wow. Was that like when you got on medication, Penny? Was that like immediate, like you had immediate response to it? Because before I started my medication, a few people I talked to all told me their stories and they said, like, the medication didn't work right away. This is what I experienced. And it was really scary. So I went through like a few types of medication before I found the one that worked. For me, what I'm on worked right away. And I said to myself, yeah, your brain's really messed up. But I know not everybody has that immediate effect where all of a sudden, whoa, the medication works. And my buddy Patrick, I don't know if he's still listening, he has told me that medication did not work for him. And he had some very scary reactions to it. Xanax, the heart doctor did. Wow. You know, one of my friends is seeing a heart doctor because she's been having some issues. But every time something happens, she goes to the doctor and they say, "You're fine though. Like your levels are fine." And she doesn't understand. She's like, "No, but like like all my levels are going up." And one day it dawned on me, and I was in like a group text with my friends, and I said, "Girl, I think you have anxiety." And at no point did she ever think that, and no point did the heart doctor think that. And it's just like, it makes so much sense because of what she's been going through. So, yo, anybody out there, just, get checked. You might be experiencing anxiety. Like, take care of yourself, please. You did try many things. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Like the same medication doesn't work for everybody. That is fascinating. I'm on venlafaxine, and I did read a lot of good and bad things about it, but so far it's been working really well for me. Although I did have to up my dosage. I am at 150. Yes, yes. That was my friend as well because you don't know. You don't know. Like I said, I had no idea that what I was experiencing was anxiety. And then I realized the way anxiety was manifesting in myself, in my body, was not what I thought anxiety was. So for me, watching TV and movies, you see, the panic attack, the breathing. I ended up experiencing that last year, but it was, yeah, it was like it's forming in other ways, and I had no idea, no idea. And then I look back in my entire life and go, "Oh man, I've been experiencing anxiety since I was a child." Oh man. Oh gosh, that's cool. Okay, so
Wanted and
we're on the
desired is
same
going to make it very hard to back away from something,
we're on the same thing,
even
Faye.
if
That's
it's
pretty cool. So it's like,
life-threatening and
yes, relatable
dangerous.
person. You know what's up.
The night before I was
The night
hospitalized,
before Ziamara was
we
hospitalized,
started getting into a deep conversation, and he had tears in his eyes.
Really? Did he? Or did he
I
look
think
like
I
he had
remind
tears?
him of Cass a little. It's like he would see her or something.
So here we go again with the story of
And he was like,
Stefan sees
Zio,
Cass and Zio, and
this is
he
not
wants
your
her to take
world.
care of herself.
He was like, I don't want something to
And
happen to you.
why be in paradise? It's like that is such a disconnect, and I guess that's what you have to do when you do something so horrible, right? Have that disconnect. You're harming these women. September 22nd,
I did not think
2025,
I'd be
week
going to the
37
hospital
of Zea's
again.
recovery.
I turned 30 in a couple of hours, and I'm gonna be having surgery for the first time in my life
So Zio ended
ever.
up back at
It's my
the
gallbladder.
hospital
There's a
to
lot
get
of
her
risks,
gallbladder removed.
obviously, with the person my size, and I
At
am
30 years old.
worried.
Wow. She's like, she's only 30, 31 now? Wow. I didn't realize she was
I just had
that
my first surgery
young.
ever. With everything that I go through, I just learned to love myself a little more.
And that's when she started working on walking.
I have a lot of working on
So
myself
after the
to do.
surgery, I know that.
I do PT every day. I do OT every day, 5 days a week. Like, I'm walking. Me being a part of Paradise, I wouldn't be able to grow if I didn't go through that. One of the things that I did feel in that house was safe. You know, it's all good.
Zio says if it weren't for Paradise, she wouldn't have been able to grow if she didn't go through that, and I guess the hospitalizations as well. Grow in what way though? Because you're still doing that content unless you mean grow physically. And she says she felt safe in that household. So again, like Stefan doesn't see her the way he sees other women. And I thought about this, that it's so easy to cast doubt among these women because not everybody's going to have that experience with Stefan. I don't think he's attracted to all of the women per se, but he would definitely want to profit off of all of them. But there are ones he targets. And if you have ones where he doesn't target, they can easily say, you're no way because he doesn't do that to me. Or if he does minimal behavior like the slapping of the belly and whatnot, maybe they don't have a problem with it, but they don't see it as a problem.
Sides, and it is a plus size community, but I could see where people could see it differently.
But I could see where people could see it differently. It's like she's playing, but that's what bothered me about this with Zio in this documentary. It feels like Zio is playing both sides, and I think people were pointing that out on the TikTok lives as well, where she wouldn't really say anything, and it was like play both sides because don't want to piss off Stefan, but maybe like what he did was bad. Maybe he did do those things. I just bothers me. It's like that red flag going off again. Now
This
we've
battle
gone back to
between us and
January
Paradise.
2022.
It's
so we're
not
gonna
this
talk about
black and
the
white situation. It's
lawsuit.
not cut and dry.
Again.
At the end of the day,
Back
all
to
I
me
cared
here.
about was those girls. We were in this fight for your life for a whole year and a half.
So that lawsuit.
We were being
took
sued
a
for $1 million.
year and a half. They were sued for
And
$1
he
million.
didn't
As a
really want to
recap.
win $1 million. He wanted to scare us.
Defamation.
Stefan
false,
benefits
blah,
off
blah,
of
blah, blah,
silencing
whatever.
people.
Yep. And Kimmy says like he didn't care about the $1 million.
Early
He just
January,
wanted to silence those women.
I was
Yeah,
in the
because he was
process of
angry.
making a TikTok video, and this little like notification pops up from our lawyer.
And
So I click on the email.
thankfully,
It's the judge saying that they're throwing out the
judge
defamation lawsuit.
shot down.
And I literally felt
the
my knees
lawsuit
just cry
thanks to anti-slap.
because it
If
felt
you
like this
haven't
weight had
seen
been taken off.
my
I remember
video
just
on
thinking,
episode 2,
oh my God, and we
in the
made it.
description box, I link to the website.
Yesterday,
from
we got
the
word that the
defendant's
court
lawyers,
is citing
the
in our
defense
favor
lawyers,
and has
and it just
dismissed the
has all
case.
the information.
Because we won the lawsuit, I could keep speaking out about this.
So Kimmy can
But now I
still
really do feel
go.
trapped. Because I don't think this is something that's ever going to
Yeah,
be done.
all he cares about is
because
his
he's
image,
never
Penny.
going
Oh
to
my
be
gosh.
done.
Since the whole thing is just about him, never about the women. Now we move forward to September 2025. We got Kimmy and Savvy reunited. That's sweet.
From the jump, you were like the rock. You kept me going. You kept everybody going.
I would go into battle with you no matter where we go. Always and forever.
Yeah. I wish more people knew.
And I
because
just
I know
want to
there
point
are
out,
women.
these women showed up to Paradise looking for other women who were like them. They were looking for community. They were looking for camaraderie. They were looking for their tribe, right? Now we have these victims. We have Kimmy who spoke up for them and fought for them. And they've found their community in that. You don't need a creepy millionaire man to find your community. I think about something a friend once told me that like you just put yourself out there, your people will find you. Most of the time, I think no, you're wrong. Nah, but if I really think about it, yes. I think my people have found me, even if I have doubts about that because of how my brain works. Oh man, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch Foxy's thoughts.
And going into
Thank
that
you for that.
house.
Oh, wait.
Oh, we're back to Audrey wearing that damn bikini and they're walking
I want
around.
people to understand that Paradise is like a safe haven for me. It always has been. It always will be.
So Audrey says Paradise is a safe haven. There's
I'm
gonna
not
be
a victim,
women.
and nobody at the house is a victim.
Oh. So they just showed Shay, who said, I'm not a victim, and nobody at this house is a victim. I don't think. Yeah.
People should be asking us why we want to be there.
People should be asking us why we want to be there. But
Living
do you really
in
know
this
the
world
answer?
that doesn't want me to be here, Paradise will always be a part of my life. It'll always be a part of who I am.
Looking back at the girl that I was, it's just like super unbelievable being comfortable in my skin. I'm still alive today because of it.
Carissa being super comfortable in her skin, she says, while people are objectifying her for nefarious reasons and don't actually care about her per se. Just care about what she can do for them and what she can show.
I still believe in the mission
This
of
is not
Paradise.
healthy. None
It's
of
very
this is
important for
healthy. These
people
are
to
not
understand that,
healthy
like, we need it.
relationships. And they don't know what a healthy
I believe in
relationship
treating
is,
everybody
and it
like
just
I want to be
saddens me
treated.
so much.
For
Stefan
anybody
wants to
that's
treat
ever
people the
been
way
in
he
my
wants to be
presence,
treated.
like, you know, if I ever said anything or did anything, if you ever felt uneasy about me, like, I'm sorry. Like, that was never my intention.
Oh my God. Oh. This dude does not know how to apologize. If I ever did anything or made you feel uneasy, that wasn't my intention. Like, I'm sorry. He's so defensive, and I have the screen cap of that moment. Hold on. Look at this face. Does that look like somebody who actually has any empathy, sympathy, remorse for what happened to those women? Allegedly, right? We have to say allegedly. Does that look like somebody who actually believes what he just said? That was never his intention. There's an anger, there's a bitterness that comes out of his mouth saying those words. That is not the face of somebody who actually says what he means. BS. It's all utter BS coming out of his mouth. Per usual. He's so yuck. Yes, he is. He's just ugh. Ugh.
I'm a completely different person too. Like, I've grown so much since then.
You've grown so much.
Eventually,
Really?
I'm going to get to the point where I can forgive these girls.
You're gonna get to a point
And
where you can forgive these girls.
telling my story has to be the closure, because otherwise I'm going to carry this around me till the end of my days, and I don't want to.
But you telling his story is going to be the closure that he needs, because otherwise he's going to carry this around for the rest of his life and he doesn't want to. You don't have to. You're the one that won't stop talking about it. You're the one who's been obsessed with it and just go like talking about it over and over and over again, and you won't shut up about it. Maybe go see a therapist, Stefan. Maybe go talk to a therapist about that. Or maybe consider that what these women said is true. At no point did you ever think that. At no point did you ever listen to any single one of these women. Ever. It's just like daggers in my eyes right now. Absolute daggers. And now we get to my favorite part of the documentary.
Cut.
The Jinx moment.
I'm
The
really curious
jinx
to see what
moment.
comes out.
I'm really
Sometimes
curious to
people just
see
don't.
what comes out. Well, sometimes people just don't want to hear my story. So, if you don't know, Penny, I'm sure you remember this. Stefan claimed that he was hoodwinked when it came to what this documentary was about, and that I guess the producers lied to him. But he was clearly told about the victims and had to defend himself. So how was he lied to about what this documentary would entail? If anybody thought that this was going to be what's that word when you try to save your image? That there's a word for that where you try to save your image, especially like celebrities and whatnot. I can't remember. I can't think of. That's how Stefan saw this in his mind. Oh, I get to tell my story. That doesn't mean that's on the producers. That's what you thought. That's what you wanted. That's the whole point of you. It doesn't matter like what you thought. You have to show both sides. Did you honestly think the victims were never going to be interviewed? Get off the TikTok. Honestly, he is chronically online. It's so pathetic. And I say that as somebody who can also be chronically online. I find myself pathetic at times. I'm just like, what am I doing? I've wasted so much time. All right. He thought it was all about his house. Was he like he's like Rosie. They have similarities. Only thinking about himself that he wasn't really like listening. Because of course, when you go to interview the subject of your documentary, like the house is the subject, Stefan, the owner of the house, is the subject, and then what happened in the house, they have to get his side. That is doing their due diligence. It's on Stefan what he thought it was. It's all on Stefan. And I've said this before. I think I left it in a comment on Pulpy Syntax video. You go into a documentary, you have your objective. Like this is what I'm seeking because, in order to be approved, you're like, this is what I want to focus on. And as the interviews continue, as you gather footage, like things can change and be like, oh shit, this just came up. For instance, as they were filming, the director noticed the camera in Stefan's room as they were filming. They didn't know that prior. So then the narrative, it starts to form and you can see it much more clear so that the end result isn't where you started. There should be like more to it than that. And they did their due diligence. Is there a bias? Absolutely. When it comes to documentaries, there will always be a bias. And I guess that's Stefan's thing. But when we hear what he says after the cameras roll for his interview, that's all on you. That's all on you, Stefan. So
Want
let's
to hear
see.
my story. They don't want to hear it.
This is what he says. This is what he says.
At the end of the day,
At the end of the day, what you're looking at is like
a bunch of bitter
bitches that didn't get what they wanted.
TV viewer, this whole thing is just going to look like, oh, this is
viewer, the whole thing is just going to look like some fucking TikTok drama. Here we go. At the end of the day, this is just a bunch of bitter bitches that didn't get what they want. Remember what he said about Cece? When he found out she was pregnant, he called her a bitch. He loves saying that about these women, doesn't he? I think he says that word a lot about them. That's how he sees this. That's how he sees this the entire time. And then we continue. This really stood out to me. I didn't catch this at first. To the uneducated TV viewer. To the uneducated TV viewer. Stefan is banking on people not knowing about this, about being uneducated. It's going to look like some fucking TikTok drama. You can take a long walk off a short pier, Stefan. That's how I feel about you. Honed. Yes. Honed up for short. This is your second time watching? Yeah. I've watched these episodes a few times, so this would be, I think, my third time watching the third episode. And there's still like things that I'm picking up. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Like, there's some bitches that went to that guy's house, and then they tried to cancel him.
There were some bitches that went to
That's
this
where we
guy's
are
house
right
and then they
now.
tried to cancel
We're
him.
trying to move past it, but
So again, is because of how Stefan has behaved, what he has shown to the cameras in the interviews. This dude is misogynist. This dude does not care about these women. He is a piece of shit. He knows how people feel about plus size women, fat women, obese women. He knows what the general public thinks and that nobody would ever believe them. So to him, he is banking on uneducated viewers seeing this as just some TikTok drama where these women just want to cancel some guy. That's how I interpret it. That he's innocent. He provided them with everything they could ever want. And they're being ungrateful and just want to cancel him. And then we go to Powell, who says, we're trying to move past it, but he never does.
What I had to deal with,
That's him.
I don't have words for it.
Fall 2025, still talking about this. And this would have been around.
He continues to hurt me.
Where he was started, like, got an interview.
And he has a platform to do it.
He went
Not
after
only did
Alex.
he take advantage of me.
Oh my God. Oh, I think I have a screen cap of that, of what he did to Alex. So they just showed this on the screen. This is what Stefan posted for Alex. Let me put it up. Because I don't even think I like fully read what it says also. So this is what Stefan posted. Like, he's been posting about these women. He's been talking about them nonstop. This is Pork Chop, aka Porky, aka Alex. Oh, her full name. Look at that. I don't know if it's a video or supposed to be a picture, but that is definitely unflattering, which means he did that on purpose. How do you come back from life-ruining allegations when they are bogus? Proving your innocence is next to impossible. Is it though? Is it though? Really? Because you claim to have evidence. Remember in court when you said that you had evidence that proved your innocence? And the judge was like, no, that's not evidence. Just text messages don't count. And then the defense lawyers had to teach you what the word consent means. They had to teach you what the word consent means because you are an arrogant piece of shit. Especially in a world where people blindly believe anything. Oh, this would have been on, I don't know where this was. Is this on TikTok? I don't know. Without asking for proper proof. Stefan, did you ask for proof? Does that mean you asked for proof when the women said, hey, this happened? When Heather said, hey, this happened. And you're like, oh wow, I'm sorry. Did you also like ask for proof? Like, no. Yeah. Also, that's really shitty that you wouldn't even like believe them. If something happened to them via the hands of another man, you wouldn't believe them. Oh, but do you have proof? That's what I'm getting from you, Stefan. Do you have proof? Did that really happen? Oh, there's a comment. I don't know if that's supposed to be sarcastic or if that's genuine, but somebody commented, love that there's receipts. Unfortunately, with the people who do support him. Yeah. So, yeah, it just keeps going. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry if. It's always, I'm sorry if I did that. So I know Alex says more.
He put my naked body on the internet.
Wow!
Stefan has security camera footage of her.
He put Alex's naked body on the internet via his security footage. She was undressing in his living room where she was nude, And he posted that online. Isn't that considered like revenge porn in a way, or are there specificities to that? Why'd you do that, Stefan? Yeah, you're so sympathetic, right? I'm sorry if I did anything to you. I'm sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable. Like, I'm sorry, it wasn't my intention. And yet you are so vindictive against these women. So vindictive to pull this shit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then you have people
Undressing
defending
in
it,
his
being
living
like,
room
why
where
was
she
she
was
even doing
nude,
that?
that he posted to TikTok.
Because she
Like, that
probably
was
thought she was
vile.
in a
You
comfortable
don't do that.
environment at that time. And we have Ivy come back
I've never made any
saying that was vile to do that. I was like,
content
yes,
about anybody unless it was me defending myself. You know, the whole pork chop situation is like there was.
Wait. He said he's never posted like unprovoked contact like that ever unless he was defending himself. How does that defend you though? How does embarrassing a woman online defend you, Stefan? Are you kidding me? You don't post contact like that? Content? Oh my God, I'm getting so heated that like my brain can't keep up with my talking. Oh, he never posts content like that unless he's defending himself. No. No. That's not defending yourself. That's being vile. That is being
Plenty of people that
horrible.
immediately contacted me and said, like, you know, why did this bitch even take a sit off in your living room? Like, who?
People immediately contacted him and asked, why did this bitch take off her clothes in your living room? What does it matter? What does it matter? What does it matter? Why did he post it online for millions of people to see? Why did he post it online for millions of people to see? What she did, even though there are security cameras around, and we don't know what he does with this footage, Stefan has not explained why he has this footage, why he films, and the fact that he holds on to this footage forever and ever and ever. Why does it matter what like somebody does in a home that she like she's staying there. She's living there for like the time that she was there, right? And then what happened to her happened to her. Why does it matter what she does? And what she is like perceiving as privacy. What he did is vile. Absolutely vile. Yeah. Oh my God, Penny. Yeah. Maybe she didn't have a room. They shared rooms. That's right. Maybe like there was nowhere else for her to go. And maybe she didn't want to do it. Again, why does it matter? Why does it matter? We should be focused on what he did. That is vile. And then
Who does she think she is? And I couldn't go out on TikTok and say like, oh, because she was a slopping whore at my house and she was just taking her shit off in my living room. Like that would have been the appropriate reaction to that, but I didn't. I just kept quiet. I deleted the video and then I took it completely down and say, you know what, it's not even worth it. Because at the end of
Oh, but he's a gentleman. He took, it's not worth it. He ended up, he just kept quiet. Posted the video. Millions of people see it, but then like, I'm not a vengeful person. I took it down. I just kept quiet. I took it down. It's not even worth it. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with this man? Well, I know what's wrong with him, but oh my God, weirdo behavior. Exactly, Penny. Exactly.
You know, he's grasping at trying to prove innocence rather than take accountability for anything he's done.
Alex says it. He's grasping at trying to prove his innocence rather than take any accountability.
It just never stops.
And he doesn't stop. And he's still going. He's still going, isn't he? We're in August 2026.
If Paradise is a safe space for big girls, the world has failed big girls.
Amen, Ivy. If Paradise is a safe space for big girls, then the world has failed big girls 1,000%.
I'm kidding.
You look so pretty. Look at you guys.
Now we have a reunion.
Oh my God, stop it. Hi,
We got Cece, we got Ivy, Feathers.
I want to think that we're all intelligent people, and that we would have never expected that we would have ended up in the situations that we did.
Not in a million years.
Oh, no.
It's so easy to become
Empathy
susceptible to
would
somebody
make the
with
world
power.
a lot safer of a place.
There's a lot that's happened over the last couple of
But as I
years.
said previously,
We've seen a
through
lot,
this,
done a
these
lot,
victims found their community.
hurt a lot of people, and I'm sorry.
I cannot begin to put into words how proud I am of you.
You look at peace.
Cece, you do.
It's good to see you. To see you.
Seems so sweet.
If you know what I mean.
I feel like me again.
That's awesome.
That man.
I can't imagine how
me
long
up.
that took her to feel like
You are
herself
worth
again.
so much more than that. You have always been worth so much more than that.
I think the culture that we live in will push fat women so far that a place like Paradise, that is the better option. Paradise is.
So Emily says that she thinks the culture will push fat women so far that Paradise, like a place like Paradise, is the better option. I can see that. I absolutely could. But it is also it is the trap of social media and online. Again, reiterating, it is my own experience. My own experience. In my video about Rosie's interview with Obese to Beast, I mentioned that like I experienced bullying in school, like middle school and high school. College, never experienced it. Any instances regarding like harassment or like horrible comments or treatment about my weight when I lived in New York City for 9.5 years, less than five. Less than five, for sure. Like confidently can say less than five. I know like specifically I can remember one. Um I think because of how I grew up, the environment I grew up in, it was easy for me to close myself off because I never fully trusted people. But I had good people that I was around who weren't concerned about my weight, who didn't care. They liked me for me. But I failed myself. I shut myself off from them, and then I allowed my insecurities to be this armor, and I've allowed that to happen for so long. And then now that I know I have OCD, I would, come up with like all of these hypothetical situations, and my brain would find proof that, oh, that is the truth. That's what happened, and I would spiral and spiral and spiral. But overall, because I was a lonely kid, didn't have many friends growing up, that has stuck with me. And it has been really hard for me to be vulnerable and open up to the friends that I do have, no matter how long I've known them. It's still something that I struggle with, but that's on me to do something about it. I don't know. I just think everybody needs therapy. Like everybody needs therapy. Imagine if, oh, Penny, thank you. Gotta go walk your dog. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. It's time to start living. Absolutely. Thank you so much. To continue on my thought that I just lost. What if these women just like, and I know environment has something to do with it. Like if they're coming from a small town, they're not going to find the same environment that I did living in New York City. That's such a, an epicenter for so many cultures, so many people. And that's why people turn to the online communities and social media. I don't know the answer, but I think therapy would be helpful, or just like any type of counseling that they can get to. Um Free or affordable counseling, just something to allow them to see that like there are possibilities. There are people that will like them for them. They do exist out there. I don't know if there is a way to fully, prevent people or protect people from falling into a trap like Paradise. Ugh. Hi, Sunny. Hello, welcome. Even though I'm coming to the end. Oh, Penny, if you can come up to New York, it's awesome. You're in the South. I've been to the South. I don't think I've been to every single state in the South though, but yeah, New York, especially Christmas time with all the lights and like the window displays. I highly recommend it. I definitely do. I feel like it's a magical time for sure, just like the movies say it is. Oh, don't worry, Sunny. Also, like it took me minutes to get my live stream to work. So if you didn't receive it, that's okay. Oh, Tennessee. I do want to visit Tennessee. I do. I mean, would it be silly of me to say that I would like to watch for not watch. I like to go for Dollywood. I want to go for Dollywood. Replay gang, yes. All right. I know the end of it. We're at the end
the
here.
backdrop. But really, it's a conversation about how we're treating each other.
There we go.
If you
Emily
have not
says
lived in a
it.
fat
This is
body,
a
I
conversation
hope that
about
people
how
will
we
watch
treat
this
each
and
other.
to want to make a change.
Like, I don't know where we go from here.
Have the power to live your life fearlessly, to experience joy.
Tess Holliday comes back to say, you have the power to live your life fearlessly, to experience joy and happiness and love and passion. But don't grift people, Tess. Don't grift people. Because like, technically she is right. She is right, but there are people who take it too far. And yeah, social media in a nutshell. But if you were just, I don't know if some of these people, say like Tess, just existed and it wasn't on social media broadcasting herself, would she still feel the same way? Would she still live the same way? That's the end goal. Just like be that way when the cameras aren't on you, when nobody's looking, when nobody's watching, when nobody is listening to you. That's how it should be.
And happiness and love and passion. And I would hope that one day we are seen
Sunny has been
as
to New York at
more than
Christmas.
just
Very nice.
our
What was
bodies.
your favorite part, Sunny? Do you have it like a favorite memory? Christmas in New York? All right, we are at the end, and we have a song by, I think this is Ivy.
Time hasn't failed you, just derailed you. Keep
Perfect timing. I finished that, but I still have some water. Don't worry, I had a lot of water today already.
I would tell younger me that she's gonna be okay. You deserve better.
Damn
you
right,
deserve
Ivy.
to
You
feel
deserve
better about yourself, and you deserve all the love and all the good things in the world, and you deserve friends, people who see you, and who love
all
you
of that.
unconditionally.
Sure, it's heavy, sure,
See, that's
it's
what I want for these
hard.
women that get sucked
Sometimes
into
you gotta
paradise
go
to have
back
the same
to
realization
the
that
start,
Ivy did.
but you're still in there, despite the fall, despite it all.
You deserve happiness the same as everybody else, and it can exist for you.
We're gonna get through it. Right.
And then we end.
We're gonna do it.
On a TikTok. I forgot that part. We end on a TikTok with Cass. Xiomara remains in rehab, but hopes to be released soon. Well, it's August 2026. She's still in there. Paradise continues to grow on social media. Stefan's still inviting girls to visit, and now he's trying to start YouTube. Emily Cask hopes to finally publish. BB could not be reached for comment. Gee, I wonder why, if you were struggling and in need of support, please visit www.wbt. Boom. All right. In May 2020, this is 2026, Shay Vitale fell ill while living at Paradise. She was taken to the hospital for difficulty breathing. I did not see this at the end. She passed away hours later, reportedly due to influenza pneumonia, like Cass. Wow. And she was 36 years old. Wow. Wow. So it's a very quick tribute to Shay, but again, in the world of editing, you got to lock your project by a certain point. So that was all they could do. Yes, it's tagged at the end. I know there were people who are pissed about that, but that is the world of creating film, TV shows. Yep. It was 2 weeks before the release of the promo. Yeah. All right. So it says I kind of put the Paradise stuff behind me as it is so awful. I will listen to your commentary. Thank you. Listen, a lot of anger because of this. I will tell you that. So if it's too much for you, no worries. Dip out if you have to. But hopefully it's something I don't want to say enjoy. That's a weird way of saying it, right? All right, Penny. Get out here, go walk your dog. I think it's time for me to have dinner, but I appreciate you all being here. And if you are on the replay, thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a like. And yeah, I'm so glad that I'm going to see my therapist soon. I'm going to talk this one out for sure. Okay, good to know, Sunny. It doesn't specifically. Yes, it is very depressing. Like, this just really angers and upsets me, and I wish that something can be done about it, especially regarding Stefan. But yeah. He's still going. All right. On that note, y'all, take care of yourselves. Seriously. Appreciate you all. Have a good evening.